and not a Chiefs fan. Does Jake Moody stay on the team? Is he your kicker?
Yeah. Yeah, you have to. You use so much draft capital to get him. You picked a kicker in the third round. He was good.
Yeah.
He made the long field goals. It was just the PAT that he screwed up.
Literally, that 1 point is on the board. That game does not go to overtime. One way or another, one of those teams has to win. It was so consequential, which is absolutely insane.
Now, here are the guys.
And happy Wednesday to those who celebrate. Happy hump day to all. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with you.
Mike. Mike. Now,
Oh,
when you
man.
say hump day,
Yeah. Well, it's Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
So, I mean, it's really kind of like, if you're getting over the hump, you're
That's
going to get right back into it.
Exactly. And that's why I want to talk to you about the man zone.
Yeah. Everybody needs a little boost. And today is the day you want to give your pal, your friend, your date a very special gift.
Mhm.
Get them out to the man zone, and then obviously you will reap the rewards. No, this is a very special day. I turn 1 year older.
That's right.
Every Valentine's Day. It's my birthday, and I come in today. I keep forgetting it's my birthday. I've had some early text messages come in. I'm like, oh yeah, Jesus. And then I walk in and I see this bag.
It's
Look at this.
It's Valentine's-y. It's birthday.
Got hearts all over it. I got a white monster, a little energy
Come
to
on.
start the morning. Somebody get fired up after
Listen.
taking a day and
Yeah.
taking the kids to
Are
Disney.
we cracking these
Yeah,
open?
why not?
I mean,
TD, you making a change in your life?
well, I just got 3. Just picked up 3.
Look at you, no
Wait,
sugar.
no, look at me. Well,
All
we
right.
shook his up.
We're really starting off the. Okay, here we go.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, that's good.
God, monsters.
That'll work. That'll work.
Okay,
I did learn something new this morning.
what's that?
So I went to the counter, went to go buy these white monsters. And then I was like, hey, you know what? Why don't you give me 10 of the number 1 here? And he turns around and hands me a can of Copenhagen. And I was like, what? No, I'm like, the lottery tickets.
He's like, yeah, this comes with.
He's like, oh, yeah, we can't sell lottery tickets before 6 o'clock.
Dude, what?
And
What?
I went, wait, lottery ticket? I knew booze. I found that out
Yeah.
a few months ago. No lottery tickets before 6. And I said, he goes, it's the same as alcohol. And I said, a lottery ticket's the same as alcohol?
Did you explain that it was Big Rich's birthday?
I tried to, yes. And he goes, yeah, I mean, any kind of, vice. And I'm like, but I can get Copenhagen?
right. Yeah, like nobody's ever gone terminal because of a scratcher.
Yeah.
Like nobody's ever came
Right.
home and was like, all right, guys, I got good news and bad news. I won for life. But also I have cancer of the fingertips from all those little rub-off
Exactly.
filings. Apparently, they're
Right.
really bad for you. Carcinogenic.
You can't get lottery tickets, you can't get booze, but you could buy cigarettes in Copenhagen before 6 a.m. I also didn't know why. I just immediately looked like I should be a guy picking up a can of Copenhagen.
Oh, well, no. You absolutely, you are the archetype for somebody picking up Copenhagen. There is no question. You honestly, on a daily basis, you either look like you're on the way back from or to a job site of some sort.
Good.
You are literally wearing a
Good.
canvas shirt right now.
Well, you never know. You never know if hammers are going to bust out somewhere. I'm going to have to jump in.
Every once in a while, a button-up burlap shirt can come in handy.
Thank you.
And of the
Absolutely.
people on the show, you have used the hammer the most.
Oh, there is no question about this. Guy just built an entire fireplace, like a whole ass fireplace in his house.
like, let's do this. Do you own a nail gun?
Several.
Okay, yeah. Show of hands. Who owns a nail gun?
I'm the only one that owns a nail gun?
I don't own a nail gun. Not yet, although
What?
there's been pressure applied. I
Wow.
probably will be a nail gun owner
If
soon.
you want to borrow some nail guns, let me know.
I love it. You have multiple nail guns.
I have several.
Yeah.
I mean, like half a dozen.
Well, some I use for roofing, some I use for finishing work.
Yeah, that's all correct. Yeah. Depends on what kind of nail you need. Also, I have some that hook up to the air compressor. Then I've got some battery powered ones, which work very well.
Yeah, shockingly well with those brushless motors now.
Come
Goodness
on.
gra- Yeah, I know.
So Rich,
Technology.
is
Welcome to the future.
Annie laying out the red carpet for you today? I mean, Valentine's Day. Does that cancel out your birthday?
So as it turns out, it's the opposite. And I've never corrected her.
Wow.
Your
really?
birthday cancels out Valentine's Day.
100%.
Hell yeah.
Dude,
look at
so
that.
this was not by design. I never said that was supposed to be the way, but Annie, from the start of our relationship, had made my birthday more of a precedent, or a priority, I should say, more of a priority than Valentine's Day. And so I'm just like, yeah, exactly. So
You know what that means, TD?
what's that?
Our boy's getting lucky tonight.
Damn right.
Yeah, it's happening.
By lucky, you probably mean I'm gonna put the boys down and read them bedtime stories and then come into the room and I'm gonna be all revved up to see Annie sleeping and I'm gonna get in bed and get a good night's sleep as well.
That's right. That's right. You took a little day off yesterday. Got to hang out with the family. You come back this morning. Your arms have scratches all over them, which I'm only assuming you dropped your cell phone in a rose bush and had to reach way down inside to grab.
You're close. Okay. So my arms are all scratched up, not from a rose bush, but I did have to chase a coyote out of a backyard.
No way.
Okay, so check this out. You didn't notice it on Monday because I wore long sleeves. I completely forgot this happened. Sunday, though, I was at my in-laws' house and I was doing some yard work for them. They had a bunch of stuff that they needed moved, all of which was heavy. They had something delivered on a wooden pallet. There was a bunch of they were doing a little construction. So there's a bunch of heavy stuff that just nobody else in the house could move. So they're like, hey, meathead, could you spend a little time in the side yard? I'm like, yeah, no problem. So anyways, last thing I'm moving, sun had already set. It's dark in the backyard and I hear growling behind me. And I'm like, what the hell is that? I whip around and 6 feet away from me, I mean, as close as I am to Fletch over there is a coyote down on its haunches. Its head is low. It's showing teeth. It's growling. It's growling loudly at me.
What?
And so I'm like, normally they're pretty skittish.
Yeah.
They'll run away from humans. So I turn around. I'm like, what the hell? First, I thought it was a neighbor's dog who got in the yard and was scared. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a coyote. It was a 50-pound coyote. So I'm like, am I about to fight a coyote? And so I take 2 hard steps towards this thing because I'm not turning my back on it. And I was just like, trying to, coyote, old coyote, wily. Okay.
Yeah.
The thing just kind of takes one short step backwards and almost looks like it's about to lunge at me.
What?
So I completely go into fight or flight mode. And I just dart at this thing again, I'm not turning my back on it.
You're in a coyote duel.
Yeah, so I'm going to fight a coyote.
God, if only Kyle Shanahan had this attitude.
Yeah, if Kyle Shanahan was like, we'll punt. But sure, it's first down. We'll punt. Thank you.
I'm the mastermind here.
So I take a run at this coyote, and she has my wife's mom has a canyon out back her house. And so now I am running down a canyon behind a coyote.
No way.
Because it starts running. And I'm like, it's that feeling where all of a sudden you're over your skis. I'm like, oh, I'm going to eat it. So there was a bush nearby and I grab into it and it just slices me up. But anyways, the coyote runs off into the canyon and it jumps a fence and it's in the canyon now. It disappears, but it's yipping the whole way down. And so the other coyotes in the canyon who you can't see unless you hear them.
Shine a light out there.
Dude, they start going,
wow.
The whole thing lights up. There's 20 coyotes that are you're on our territory now, feller. So I get out of there, no worse for wear. But yeah, that explains the scratches.
Nice. Well, one time Haley saw a dog running down the road. She pulled over, opened her door, and called at him to come get in the car. It was a coyote. The coyote walked up to the car.
Dude, it's so crazy. That's not the first time. Actually, the same person. So my mother-in-law, she was on her way back from a golf tournament. She works in golf. And she saw this skin and bones dog that was running with a pack of coyotes. And she was like, oh my gosh. So she opened the car door. She lets what looked like a coyote. There was no way to distinguish it. Jump in her car. And then she goes through a Burger King drive-through and she's feeding a coyote Whoppers on her way home. On her way home from this golf tournament.
Fantastic.
So so everybody in the house was like, "You're not bringing that in here. That's a coyote." Like she had little kids, and she said to herself, she's like, "I think I'm insane. I'm about to put a coyote in the house." They bring it to a vet. The vet takes like 60 or 70 ticks out of its ear.
Oh my god!
And the thing didn't growl once. It didn't try to snap at them once. It was like the most docile animal that the vet tech
And
has.
it was a coyote?
It was a coy dog. So there are certain breeds that can
Interesting.
breed with coyotes, and this was a mixed breed, like half.
Pretty sure that's what I got.
Your dog, Brock.
Brock. He's got
Dude,
a little
Brock-
coyote in him.
Brock does
I
not
know.
look like a coyote.
Well, speaking of golf tournaments, a lot happened while you were out
Oh,
yesterday.
Yeah, don't leave us alone ever again. We're throwing a golf tournament now. It's
Yeah.
happening.
yeah. And we have a March Madness party we have to do.
The text line named the golf tournament already. It's pretty great.
What is it?
Well, there's a couple different ones you can choose from. But
Yeah.
what was the one you liked, TD?
I liked Far From Par, the Wasted Management Invitational.
So the one I really liked was invite every employee out there who has a boss they like and call it Wasted with Management Open.
Oh,
Because
wow.
we're doing this because they're trying to politically correctize the Waste Management Open now. They're trying to make all these rule changes to it next year so people can't just be wasted buffoons. And we're like, well, we'll throw the Wasted Buffoons golf tournament.
Yeah, see that's the goal here is whatever popular direction people are going in, we're going to try to buck that trend a little bit.
right.
Yeah, so especially when it comes to partying, like don't get me wrong, I get it, you could overdo it, but seeing a bunch of drunk idiots stumbling down a hill, I mean, is that really all that bad at Waste Management?
No.
I'll be shirtless
It's
the whole
good.
time.
Yeah,
Speaking of being shirtless,
yeah.
Frankie and Gina are throwing a Valentine's Day party over in the performance studio
Yeah.
at 7:00.
Are there going to be strippers?
I don't. There will if Fletch goes over there.
Dude, 100%.
I'll be the
Yeah.
stripper.
Yeah.
They're giving away a trip to Cabo.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I don't know why we haven't been tapped for
Yeah.
this. Can you imagine if the three of
Come
us did like
Dude, you don't even know.
Thunder from
Well,
Down Under
so
performance?
Again, never leave again because yesterday I'm reaching out to resorts in Cabo being like, hey, we need to do something here.
Yeah.
This is accurate.
Oh my god.
They said no.
Well, we gave away
Right.
a TV. Damn it!
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we got a lot done that day. The big game tailgate party, which I think is now an annual event. Look, a lot of things have happened really quickly
Mhm.
as a result of some listener participation on Friday last week. So yeah, just expect to see more fun. That's what our plan is. That's what our goal is.
The text line has been popping off this morning with a bunch of happy birthday messages to Rich. Very nice. 619-913-858. Thank you. We saw them all. They all say happy birthday, Rich. But also 913 is trying to play What's in the Box with TD's gift
Ooh.
that
Oh,
you
yeah.
got. Is it sports related? Is it edible? Can you drink it? Is it made of plastic? Is it a collectible? And it goes on and on and on. So what's in the box, damn
Wow!
it?
Wow.
Should I unwrap this
Yeah,
thing?
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
tear it open.
All right.
Tear it open.
Good.
I'll explain here as things go on.
There we go. There's so much
Okay.
tissue paper. There is so much tissue paper.
Listen. It was wrapped in haste, I suppose. Okay.
Wow.
Okay, hold on,
What?
hold on.
Hang on
So-
a second.
So
We got a little Four Roses single barrel.
okay, and I'll tell you why here.
Did you buy it at
I'll tell you
Keg and
why.
Bottle?
I did. I picked that up at Keg and Bottle over here in Tierra Santa. But the reason why I picked that up is because as you put together your bourbon collection,
Yeah.
you got to have one that's good enough that's good enough to taste, but also to still mix a drink. And I feel like we've been missing that. So I don't know if you had a bottle of that on your shelf. So I wanted to make sure you had one so you can mix a drink. And then this came along with it here.
Hang on.
Yeah,
And then
now-
there's a satchel of cocaine.
Yes. This is actually
Bourbon
cocaine.
and cocaine.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Happy birthday.
I haven't opened the satchel yet, but here it is.
Okay.
And oh my gosh,
Yeah.
dude. Okay. At first glance, I thought I knew what this was.
Okay. It looks
Butt
like,
plug.
it looks like
that looks,
It looks
that
like-
looks a little bit like a butt plug.
correct. That is that's an ice stamp.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. So with I was trying to put your signature on it. Turns out a little too small for that. A little too small.
I got
So-
a lot of words or
Yeah,
letters in my the name.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
so you got an R there for the ice. So I thought if you're mixing drinks, you stamp the ice. There you go, buddy. Happy birthday.
Dude, thank you very much. This is very thoughtful. I will be stamping ice cubes tonight. There's no question about it.
every ice cube you can find.
Dude, this is great. Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you to everybody for the happy birthday wishes. Yesterday took the day off, went to Disneyland. Actually, the first time I've ever been to California Adventure.
Nice.
And it was pretty cool. We did the Avengers thing. The first time I've ever been on it was the old Tower of Terror. It's now the Guardians of the Galaxy ride.
Dude, isn't it badass?
It's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's absolutely cool. So anyway,
Did you get to do the new Star Wars rides?
No, we didn't do any of them. We have a 5-year-old and an 8-year-old. 5-year-old's still a little too short to do a lot of stuff. So we tried to hit the things that we absolutely knew he could do. But it was still a great time. Logged like 20,000 steps yesterday.
Any
at the
Chiefs
park.
players still there?
No, not that I saw. There were a couple of for sure athletes walking around. You could always tell because they're the biggest, tallest. But yeah, not recognizable at least. Fun time. Also, really weird time in the NBA. I think we should hit a halftime first, but did you guys see the news out of the trade deadline? We'll get to that, but first this.
Well, boys, the Aztecs got a win last night over Colorado State, 71-55. San Diego State outscoring the Rams 41-11 in the second half, en route to a massive win in the Mountain West, moving up to a season-high 18th in the net ranking, the primary metric for the selection committee that they use for the NCAA tournament seeding, also up to 17 in the net. NBA last night, Lakers beat the Pistons 125-111. We got a story coming out about the Lakers. Padres news, position players aren't due to spring training until Friday, but Fernando Tatis Jr. and some other stars have already made their way out to Peoria to start working out. And how about this, boys? Old friend alert, Nick Hardwick, hired by the Chargers to be their offensive line coach. Congratulations to Nick. In that story out of the NBA, the Warriors were trying to make a deal for LeBron James at the trade deadline. Apparently, Jeannie Buss and LeBron James both didn't have much interest in this happening, but the Warriors were trying to bring in LeBron James to try to spur on another championship run.
Yeah, that absolutely is the most shocking news out of the trade deadline. Obviously, everything NBA was buried by football last week. However, if LeBron James changed the color of his uniform, I'm pretty sure that would have cut through. I think that would have found its way to a headline somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Now, LeBron James going to the Warriors, were they building a super team?
Right. Well, or trying to rebuild a super team because, look, it's a fading dynasty. Steph Curry is getting older. Draymond Green is getting older and seeming to fire off half-cocked more than he ever has.
Yeah, they have started winning out of nowhere. The Warriors, they've been on a streak now. I think it's up to 5 games.
Yeah, and by the way, what's his name? Klay Thompson. He's had a weird season. He's had a weird couple of seasons.
I'm guessing he would have been involved in the trade for LeBron James.
Yeah, he's there was a point in the season where it felt like he lost his stroke. Like he just could not put together his 3-point shot anymore, and a massive amount of disappointment. I don't know how it looks right now, but I do know this: the Warriors would look better with LeBron James than without,
for sure.
So
name any team.
Yeah.
Name any team.
Yeah, that's a good point. Look, he's 39 years old, but he's an all-star this year. Clearly, he's still playing like a top player in the NBA. Any team he goes to would move heaven and earth to get LeBron James for 2 reasons. One, because he's a superstar. 2, because he brings so much more than just his talent. He also brings his name, his reputation, the money, the ad spend.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody wants to have a piece of LeBron James.
Absolutely.
Now,
Absolutely.
My first reaction to this, I was not surprised at all that Jeannie Buss and the Lakers didn't want to make this move because of what you just said, Rich. At the very least, it's going to fill up crypto.com the rest of the year, even if it doesn't result in any sort of championship run. I'm a little surprised that the report is LeBron James didn't have any interest in this. Couldn't you see LeBron trying to make a move to go try to play with Steph and maybe get another championship? Or do you think that him attaching himself to a dynasty that was already there would make it somehow less than?
Mm-hmm. Well, no, sorry, that was a question for you.
Oh,
Rich.
no, I mean,
Yeah.
I just look at it from the standpoint of LeBron James is worried about at this point in his career one thing, and it's his legacy. It's the only reason why he's playing. I mean, yeah, I think it cheapens his legacy a little bit. going to Golden State because he would get the same treatment that Kevin Durant got. Oh, we get it. He was too old to do it on his own anymore, so he needed to link up with the old super team and get the job done that way. I really think that was the reason why him and his agent with Clutch Sports, like they just were like, nah, we're not doing that.
Yeah, but is there also a piece of it where he's trying to wait to play with his son? And the best matchup here to have him come onto a team would be the Lakers.
I don't know, because you could see a situation where the Lakers potentially at that point in LeBron's career aren't interested in either A, LeBron any longer, or B, his son. I look at it through the lens of wherever his son goes, though, that will be his next stop. And if he's still with the Lakers and the Lakers are willing to draft him because maybe that's the only way they get him, potentially, we'll see how Bronny Jr.'s career goes at USC. Then yeah, he'll stay with the Lakers long term.
Man, it looks just LeBron, father and son on one team looks like such a money maker to me.
My gosh,
and the Lakers would be all over that. Now, I feel like if LeBron went to the Warriors and there was 1 or 2 years there, he would have to go somewhere else again, especially to bring his son back with him.
Yeah. Well, and to look, Jeannie Buss comes from Jerry Buss. Jerry Buss is a showman. Jerry Buss, there was as much steak as there was sizzle. Like, he's very, very aware when he was still alive, when he was running the Lakers, like how important it is to sell seats.
And his whole thing was get as many celebrities in there as you can and get them on camera the whole game. Who cares about the game? Get the celebrities there.
100%. Like all the crowd shots of the celebs in the front row, floor seats. By the way, something he innovated was Jerry Buss. There used to be where people were sitting up in the rows, and he was like, no, I want people to be as close to the show as possible. We're going to do things that no other team did. And now that's all the way back in the 70s and the 80s. If you watched Winning Time, it does a great job depicting some of those things. But Jeannie Buss falls off that tree. The apple did not roll that far away from that tree. So if Jeannie Buss wants to make a spectacle of this team, yeah, keep LeBron as long as he's willing to be a Laker. And then if he is talented enough, draft his son immediately and make sure that you have father and son playing for you if it's even possible at some point in the future. So I do think that maybe some back office deals were made between LeBron and the Lakers, that we're not privy to about things in the future. Hey, I'll stick around, but you got to make some promises to me about Bronny.
So Bronny is a freshman at USC right now. There's no guarantee that he's going to be in the NBA draft next year, but I just read an article that said Vegas sports books are prepared if he's going to, and they're going to really put out all the different props for him, and it's going to be something that they can try to make money off of.
I mean, I can already see the shirts, these Lakers shirts of the legacy continues, and you've got, LeBron and then his son coming out of the shadows here. I mean, come on. It's a storybook.
All right, let's move on to some NFL. An old friend in a new job. We'll get to that in a second. But speaking of friends, how about a new friend? At Ocean View Dental, I have been very lucky to meet Dr. Jordan Colby, a new friend indeed, but a great one. And my dentist, my doctor over at Ocean View Dental, if you want to visit their website, oceanviewdental.net, here's the reason why you should. If you have any procedures coming up, whether it's a teeth cleaning or it's something more major, or if it's something in between, like a cavity fill, a root canal, something like that, you need to go to Ocean View Dental. So everything's done in the same office. It is so irritating when you go to a dentist's office and you're referred out, right? You go to the one place and then they say, oh, yeah, you need to get this root canal done, but you need to go to this other office because they're going to do the imaging. And then you're like, okay, great. And then you come back, they go, okay, here are your images. Yeah, we were right. That root canal, you got to go to this place now. And you're like, wait, you're not even going to do it? It's like, no, I don't do that. It's, wait, what? So that's what I was experiencing with my old dentist. And it was crummy and I didn't like it. And it felt like, I don't know, it just felt like people were making money off of me instead of really helping me. At Ocean View Dental, none of that happens. Dr. Jordan Colby is a skilled professional who's going to help you through whatever issues you had. And I had a lot of them. I had broken some molars playing football during my time in the NFL. I had a couple of teeth that were infected. I had an extraction done. I had 3 implants that had to be put in. And now my mouth is in tip-top shape. as a result of Dr. Jordan Colby over at oceanviewdental.net. As a matter of fact, my wife and I have our annual teeth cleaning, or twice annual teeth cleaning, coming up. So we're going to be up there in Oceanside very shortly. He's got an office in Fallbrook, and both of them have all the advanced dental technology, including digital x-rays, 3D CT imaging, dental lasers, Invisalign veneers, and so much more. Everything happens inside the same office. It's going to change your life. You would never think that a dentist's office could change your life, but it makes things so much easier, especially if an emergency. That's oceanviewdental.net, oceanviewdental.net.
An old friend has a brand new job. We'll talk about it next.
This update is presented by Staples Stores. We will begin here with the Aztecs, who get a huge win last night over Colorado State, 71-55. Aztecs outscoring the Rams 41-11 in a dominant second half en route to a massive win in the Mountain West, moving up to a season-high 18th in the net ranking, the primary metric the selection committee will use for NCAA tournament seeding. In the NBA last night, Lakers beat the Pistons 125-111, and a report came out that at the trade deadline, the Warriors were trying to make a move to get LeBron James. Ultimately, the Lakers and James had no interest in making that deal go through. Padres news, position players aren't due to spring training until Friday, but Fernando Tatis Jr. and the other star and some other stars have already made their way out to Peoria to start working out. Over in the NFL, Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers, they've now hired Nick Hardwick to be their assistant offensive line coach. Congrats to Nick. Now, during Staples Sit-a-thon, you can save up to $180 on select chairs, desk chairs, computer chairs, even gaming chairs. In-store only. Offer ends 3/2. See associates for details. Stop by Staples today and grab a seat.
Yes, Bigger, CD, and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760 coming up a little bit later on the show today. We got Chicago tickets, Chicago with Earth, Wind, and Fire. They are going to be playing at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater August 31st. Woo! I did it. Tickets and info at livenation.com, or just keep listening for your chance to win. I don't know what you guys listening to.
Yeah.
But I'm listening to some groovy royalty-free music.
Yeah,
we
there's
also
no
have
question.
a surprise giveaway
There's no
coming up
question.
today, TD.
Oh, yeah, with surprise giveaway.
At 7:30, we have an interview scheduled. A very cool event is happening in San Diego. We have some VIP tickets that include all you can eat, all you can drink at said event. So
Yeah.
we'll tell you all about that at 7:30.
God, you had me at hello.
I cannot wait to welcome this mystery guest onto the show.
Mhm.
He's a friend of mine, really great guy, and he's going to have some really special news to share.
Oh,
We'll
you
do
know this gentleman?
Wait, you know
yeah,
what?
so-
What?
that email that was sent yesterday. I was like,
Uh-huh.
oh my gosh. I'm like, I know that guy.
Well, now I'm more excited.
Okay, yeah. Super cool dude.
Can we go and get VIP tickets?
I'm pretty sure we could do whatever we want. Yeah. Woo! This could get, I don't know. Well, actually, we'll talk about it later.
Let's
We'll
turn-
talk about it
If they're
later.
canceling the Waste Management Open, let's make this the Waste Management Open.
I don't know if that's, well, actually, you know
We
what?
can tailgate it.
Dude,
Have-
anything is
Have
possible.
you guys ever been to this event?
I've been to similar events, not to this event.
Right. I actually have never even been to similar events. And as a matter of fact, our guest today has been trying to get me to go.
Oh.
We should go to the bigger one that's coming up.
I have been to this event.
Okay. There's so anyway,
7:30. This is a hell of a tease,
okay,
by the
in
way.
about an hour, 7:30. Lock it in if you're interested in sports.
So not for nothing, and definitely not sports.
little tease.
But do you guys remember in 2020 when we were all locked in our homes
Yeah.
and all of a sudden cryptocurrency became the big thing?
100%,
Mhm.
dude.
I don't
Yeah.
know if you guys have been looking, but if you were like me and bought a bunch of it and then forgot about it, which is I think a lot of America did, all of a sudden it's coming back in
Yeah,
a
buddy.
big way.
Yeah, buddy. Been watching all the Bitcoin and
Ethereum, Doge.
Dogecoin. Yeah, it's starting to roar
I
back.
thought I was going to be rich by this point because of Dogecoin.
You know, I have a feeling like a lot of people are expecting the apocalypse again. Like where it's an election year. I feel like every time we're changing hands at
Yeah,
the top
Civil
of this.
War was trending like a week ago.
Right. So anytime like people are mounting up and like going off the grid in air quotes,
I just-
like cryptocurrency surges.
I like that when people were posting anything to social media, they thought they should do hashtag Civil War.
Yeah. And by the way, they weren't talking about the Marvel universe.
No, they were not.
So old friend in a new place. How about this? Nick Hardwick, former host on this station, or I should say the station it used to be, which was Extra 1360 before we switched over to San Diego Sports 760. And also former Charger player, a Pro Bowler, a longtime great in this town.
You could see his face at the little Padres Hall of Fame thing.
Yeah, the Breitbart Hall of Fame. Yeah. Dude, I mean, like, and a sensational human being that we all know and love is going to be the assistant offensive line coach with the Los Angeles Chargers.
Wow. Look at that.
Yeah, so I owe Nikki a text. I haven't reached out yesterday.
It's weird. I sent him a text yesterday. He never responded.
I'm sure he's getting inundated. I'm sure that even it doesn't matter who texts him, it's going to take him a while to get back because when things like this happen, It is one of those weird moments where for a second it feels like everybody's paying attention to you, and then it all wears off and you're like getting back and responding to folks. So I'm sure he's busy. It's going to be a little bit of out of the frying pan into the fire because, you know, he's obviously stayed relevant on social media. Obviously, if you're looking for him, you can find him. But he's about to jump on board with the most, I want to say, captivating storyline going into this offseason in the NFL.
Nicely put.
I mean,
Yeah.
Jim Harbaugh is the head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers. The expectations are that Justin Herbert is a winning quarterback in the playoffs. One of the biggest reasons that have held the Chargers back during his tenure as quarterback is the offensive line, and he's going to attach himself to this situation. So there's a lot of pressure all of a sudden on this team, a lot of focus on this team this offseason. So I'm very interested. Look, he's a high-level competitor, high-level performer in really, like, I've seen him in dire situations and get it done. So I can't wait to see what he does when he gets his hands on that position group.
Yeah, it's a good fit. It's a good pickup for the Chargers. If you're Jim Harbaugh, and you're trying to build culture there. Why not have a former Charger be on the team? I mean, it's to me, it all works. Great job.
My first job here in radio was being Nick Hardwick's producer and cutting commercials with him and helping him and Judd stay on the air. And Nick is like the most committed person in the world to whatever he's doing right now. Like Nick, when he would get up and do ad reads at 4 a.m, he would be so committed and so intense about it that it would be singular focus. And if I wasn't in here at 4 a.m. with him, I was getting a phone call being like, where the hell are you? And oftentimes still asleep was the answer. But Nick,
I wish I could have been here for intense ad reads.
I'm telling you, it's something it would take 10 cuts to get it done, but it would be perfect when it was done. Like his attention to detail is what is going to make him, I think, a really great coach. And Rich, you said it, talk about one of the great human beings that we've ever been around. Nick is one of them. Ultimate caring guy about what you're doing, what's happening in your life. Even after he moved away from the town, he would still check in with me once a month and just make sure everything was going well.
Mm-hmm.
And I have the most respect for that man. And I think it's going to be a great fit. And what the Chargers are doing right now, bringing in some high level, high intelligent people, former players to be part of their coaching staff. Do you see they also hired Navarro Bowman, one of the smartest linebackers I've ever watched play football. Nick Hardwick, one of the smartest centers I've ever watched play football.
One of.
Thank you.
Present company not included.
Damn right.
But I just,
I mean, you're never going to reach the top. You're never going to reach the summit. So you got to go, one below.
this is again one of those things similar to like my first reaction when the Chargers hired Jim Harbaugh. Like, damn it, why couldn't they do this when they were here?
Well, so what's interesting is the Chargers, there may have been some external pressure applied. I mean, I don't know what the conversations look like between ownership and ownership committees or league officials and ownership, but it sort of felt like the Chargers went to LA and it felt like the expectation was, okay, we're here, we've arrived. And meanwhile, I don't think Stan Kroenke was all that thrilled about them sharing the space that he had just built. I think it was a favor done for the Los Angeles Chargers after years of trying to get something done in San Diego, as they put it to the ownership group, that allowed them entrance into the situation. But since they've been there, well, the Rams have been to the Super Bowl twice and won one, have been, perennial playoff contenders. And the Chargers have been a little bit of an afterthought in that town.
Yeah.
And the NFL is too big to have a team in the second largest media market not be something of, especially as they're spreading west, like NFL headquarters next to SoFi Stadium. Like,
right.
They want this to be a buzzy town, for this to be, for football, professional football, to be important to people in LA. And so there may have been a little external pressure applied, like, hey, Dean, listen, everybody's cool with you not paying back the relocation fee as you guys still get your feet on the ground in LA, but you got to help us out here and get some positive headlines for the Chargers.
Well, I'll tell you a telltale sign of where the NFL is at and where the feelings are as far as, the Chargers coming to town in LA. If you go to SoFi and look at any of the badging around or the advertisements around, it's very interesting that the Charger blue has become Ram blue. Yeah. And the Charger yellow is the same yellow the Rams use. Yeah. So it's the same color scheme. And now down on the field, obviously they can wear different jerseys or whatever, but all of the advertisements and all the color scheme everywhere, it's Rams.
Yeah, it is. And I think it, to be complimentary where I feel like it's due, if you are in sort of the passenger seat on this ride, it makes sense to brand yourself similarly to the team that's having the success.
Right?
It's kind of like, I don't know what came out first. I'm pretty sure it was Coca-Cola, but Pepsi has done a nice job imitating. In fact, they've become the second most popular brand in the country. And I'm sure at some points may even overtake Coca-Cola Company. But that's what it is. It's imitation until it's competition.
Yep.
And
yeah.
so
and we know that.
yeah.
So, boys, with the big game coming and going,
Yeah.
it's leaving quite the hole in my heart. I don't know about you guys, and it's not just because the Niners lost, but it's because I'm looking forward on my different sports apps, and I'm seeing that there's no football on the schedule, at least for now. Then we'll get the UFL, we'll get football back in August with the Aztecs, but it left a pretty big hole in my heart. And then I opened up the Prize Picks app, and you know what I scrolled over to?
What happened?
Darts. Talk
Hell
about
yeah.
electric.
Yeah.
So with darts on the Prize Picks app, all you got to do is guess more or less on 180's thrown, which I don't really know what that means, but I'm
Dude,
excited to learn
Just bet it.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Figure it out on the run.
because there's a bunch of guys on here. Apparently there's a big tournament tomorrow night. I'm going to be locked into darts tomorrow night, and that's where I'm at on my sports calendar, and it's all because of Prize Picks. I am in sports heaven because you can now win up to 100 times your money with as little as 4 correct picks. You can turn $10 into $1,000. prizepicks.com/Fletch or download the Prize Picks app today. Use promo code Fletch. You're going to get a first deposit match of $100, and you can go and use it to project some darts, baby. That's what I'm going to be doing. Prize Picks is America's #1 fantasy sports app with over 3 million members worldwide. It's the easiest, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. And unlike other apps, on Prize Picks, it's just you against the numbers. No sharks, no competitive leagues. It's just you picking against the numbers. All you do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and you can watch the winnings start to roll in no matter what sports you're into: basketball, hockey, soccer, tennis, darts, power slap, MMA, doesn't matter. Prize Picks has a game for you. How about esports? Call of Duty? Hell yeah, dude. Want to play alongside some of Prize Picks' favorite players like the rapper Meek Mill and comedian Andrew Schultz and sports radio host Ben Fletcher? You can now find community plays under the promos tab of the app to view some entries from some of the biggest names in the Prize Picks community each and every week. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use promo code Fletch. Get a first deposit match up to $100. Can't wait to start playing alongside you. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Coming up next, Big Rich has another big birthday present he's got to open up.
All right, coming up next, it was a game on tilt, but the outcome was what they wanted, we hope. That's next. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with you. San Diego Sports 760 rolling along on a Wednesday. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody who's listening. If you're listening on the free iHeartRadio app, best way to listen to the show. If you're not, download the free iHeartRadio app. It's just an integral part of what we do here. If you want to listen to us wherever you go, start your morning with us. You know, if you want to listen to the podcast, we got the podcast posted less than an hour after the end of this show every single day. So if you missed anything, an interview, some fun from earlier in the day, you can catch up on all that. Also, keep listening for a mystery guest in the 7 o'clock hour. Also, a pair of tickets coming up to Chicago and Earth, Wind, and Fire later on. We got to get to this San Diego State Aztecs game, but before we do, Fletch is like, what do you got? What you got? What are you doing? Oh my God!
Yeah, birthday to you.
Oh my
Happy birthday to you. What's cool is as we were bringing you your birthday cake, a Reese's peanut butter ice cream cake. Fletch said, "Hey, when do you want to do this?" And I said, "I don't know, like 8 o'clock." Okay, yeah, 8 o'clock hour. And then he immediately went, "So should we do this now?"
I got hungry and I forgot what we were going to be teasing. And so after my prize picks read, I said, and Rich has another present to open up.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. That's good.
God forbid we don't pay off a tease.
Right.
Dude.
Yeah. We don't do that here.
I have to taste this. So it's the Reese's Premium Peanut Butter Ice Cream Cake.
Fletch has never done cake before because he passed out one piece.
He passed out one.
Enjoy that piece of cake.
It's hard to cut.
Happy birthday to you. Eat your cake and go home. We're gonna watch you eat it. Please leave, sir. Please leave. Oh my God! Look at the
there it is.
mountain of ice cream cake you just served for. I guess that's his. Oh no, that's going for you.
It's coming to me. Of
That's
course,
coming to you.
of course, it's coming to me.
Yeah, here we go.
Wow. Okay.
There you go.
There we
So
go.
zooming
Okay.
through.
All right.
As he's cutting the last piece of cake before we try this together. So the Aztecs somehow won this game against Colorado State.
Dude, they won by like 16. They dominated.
But if you watched the first half of that game, you turned it off, I don't blame you. Like you would have just been like, I mean, like, wow. I mean, I guess we had it all wrong this season. And then they dominate.
So a couple funny stories from last night. Within 6 minutes, the score was 17-3 Colorado State, which is honestly pretty much identical to what happened like 2 weeks ago at the Moby Arena in Fort Collins when Colorado State did the exact same thing to the Aztecs. But if you remember a couple weeks ago, in the second half, Aztecs came all the way back, took a 61-60 lead, and then shut off the gas. They ran out of gas. Lamont Butler got a little banged up. He was the one who really led the charge to get them back. Colorado State would walk away with the win. Last night, Colorado State left the court at halftime celebrating like they just won the national championship because they had kicked the Aztecs' ass for the whole first half. Second half comes out. San Diego State held Colorado State to 11 points in the entire second half of that game. San Diego State put up 41, led by Jaden Ledee, taking over. It was the worst half they played all year and the best half they played all year, back-to-back in the same game.
Look, great teams find a way to win. San Diego State has potential to be a great team this year. Speaking of great, you need to have a slice of this cake. I promise you, from now until forever, I will only eat Reese's peanut butter cup ice cream cake.
Is this just a Vaughn's purchase?
Is that? Oh my God! This is available everywhere.
This is fantastic.
This was, oh crap, it's Rich's birthday. I forgot to get him a present.
This is unbelievable.
This is really good. Nicely done.
Well done. So thank
Oh my
you.
God.
I
Thank
feel
you.
like I just got testosterone.
Well, I'll tell you what, I could work that out for you as well. I know people. So Travis, again, thank you for the bourbon and the ice stamp.
Yeah.
Fletchy, buddy. This is a delicious cake. Oh my God. All right. Here's the final thing I'll say on the Aztecs. I mean, obviously they have a lot of season left. We're going to talk about them more, but in terms of this game, this point in the season, the Aztecs are doing really interesting things, right? I think there's a little bit of the Kansas City Chiefs in them too. Like, so I talked about it, like the worry, the concern is them becoming the Philadelphia Eagles, right? Having a really good season last year, getting all the way to the Super Bowl, winning games throughout the season, but you just don't really believe it, right? You know, you're just like, I mean, is this as good of a team as last year? Can they repeat success? I mean, at one point in the season, the Eagles were 10-1. But if you just read the record, you'd be like, oh, wow, they're going to be in the Super Bowl. If you watch the games, though, you felt completely differently about the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, they were 10-1 and they went on like a 5-game skid.
Yeah. And I mean, and it felt like it was coming any second. The San Diego State Aztecs, that was my fear for them. However, after a win like last night, when you really think about what we just saw, there's a little bit more of Kansas City Chiefs in them, which is to say, yeah, maybe the regular season is going to be a little bit of this. Like, it's going to be them finding themselves, maybe having a little bit of an identity issue, you know, who are going to be our stars as we put this together and get closer and closer to the postseason. But sometimes what happens with success, it's not complacency. It's like that adrenaline junkie thing. Like, you need to have something important happen for everybody to pull together and do something special. For the Chiefs, it was getting to the playoffs. All of a sudden, they looked like the Chiefs all over again.
Yeah.
For the Aztecs, I mean, this wake-up call in the second half, they probably don't play as good of a second half unless they're so far behind the 8 ball in the first half.
This felt like a pivotal win to me, and I disagree slightly with what you said, but we can get into it a little later on. We're out of time.
We're going to fight.
But not fight. I think a lot of what you said is right, but I just think in college basketball this year, everybody is losing on the road. North Carolina lost yesterday to Syracuse, unranked team on the road. North Carolina was 7th in the country. Kansas got blown out by 29 2 nights ago. They were number 6 in the country. They get blown out on the road to Texas Tech by 29 points.
I agree with you. This year has been funky.
It's tough
basketball.
to win on the road. It's tough to win in the Mountain West on the road. San Diego State, so far, their resume is perfect when you look at March Madness. They're at the highest they've been all year in the net rankings. They're at the highest they've been all year in KenPom. Like, it's going really well right now.
It's going well. And again, sometimes you do need those wake-up calls. You need to feel a little bit of the thrill of a potential loss. Speaking of loss, how about weight loss?
That's right. Right?
You know?
Right. You know what I love about SD Fat Loss is that they have changed the way I think about food. They have changed the way I think about how I go into the day here of what I'm going to be eating. Exactly. So as we bust out a Reese's ice cream cake to celebrate your birthday, I have a couple bites and I go, Yeah, I'm good. That was tasty. I'm good. I'm good to go. I don't really need any more. I feel good. I feel better. I want to keep this weight off, and I like what they're doing over here. It's showing me how to do this right at sdfatloss.com. They can show you how to do the same thing, how to lose weight quickly and then keep that weight off, because that's what's most important. You can do these fad diets. You can lose weight, but you're going to yo-yo. As soon as you stop the fad diet, you're going to gain that weight right back and then some. You don't want to do that, and you're not going to do that with sdfatloss.com. So go there, let the coaches, staff over there, let Wayne and Chloe show you the correct way to lose weight, the healthy way to lose weight, and you're going to lose 20 to 30 pounds in 8 weeks. I promise you. We all did over 30 pounds. Fletch over 35, Rich over 35. I lost 31 pounds. I couldn't believe it. It does work. sdfatloss.com. Go there right now. Schedule your free consultation today. sdfatloss.com.
Hour number 2, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. This update presented by Indeed.com. Aztecs get a win last night over Colorado State, 71-55. San Diego State outscoring the Rams 41-11 in the second half en route to a massive win in the Mountain West. Moving up to a season-high 18th in the net rankings, 17 in KenPom. In the NBA last night, Lakers beat the Pistons 125-111, and a report came out that at the trade deadline, the Warriors were actually trying to make a move to get LeBron James. Ultimately, the Lakers and LeBron had no interest in making that deal happen. Padres news, position players aren't due to spring training until Friday, but Fernando Tatis Jr. and other stars have already made their way out to Peoria. And in the NFL, Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers hiring Nick Hardwick to be their assistant offensive line coach. Congrats to Nick. Temperatures getting low, but demand remaining high. You need Indeed. Their all-in-one platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all from one place. And Indeed's interview tool lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from their website. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Champ here. When I'm in San Diego, I'm always hanging out at San Diego Sports 760. With who? Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. Whammy!
Yeah, good morning and happy Wednesday to those who celebrate. Happy Valentine's Day to all. And certainly, and look, no pun intended, happy hump day.
Mike.
Yeah, it's a really special day. For me personally, I'm celebrating another trip around the sun this morning, and the fellas have done me right. I got a little bourbon I'm staring at. Got myself some ice cream cake. 7 in the morning. I'll tell you right now, that's the way you start a birthday. Feeling really good. Thank you to both of you. Thank you to everybody who's already sent out birthday wishes on the text line, on Twitter. I see them all. I appreciate you all. Very awesome. Coming up in just about 25 minutes, we have a mystery guest who's going to jump on the show. Going to give away a very, very special package, we'll call it, for one of our listeners. So we're excited to do that in a little bit.
Why'd your eyebrows go up like that, Fletch?
Everything after saying Valentine's Day, hump day, we're really sliding downhill on an ice block.
All roads lead to that.
Mystery guest giving out a package? Come on now.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that was what 911 got called last night for.
Ah.
Excuse me, sir. A mystery guest just arrived at my house delivering a package.
Mm-hmm. And it hasn't gone down in 4 hours. Look, the deal is this, guys. We keep it classy on this show. I think we always have.
True.
It's been one of the goals that we've had on the outset of this radio program. There's no question about it. Speaking of which, to class up the joint, we've been viewing nature footage of bald eagles nesting together.
Yeah, the Big Bear Bald Eagle cam. Dude, it's a big deal. I watch every year as the little eaglets are born.
Is that why you said we're 2 weeks away from eaglets during the commercial break?
That's correct.
Yeah.
And then, by the way, you left the studio, and me and him have just been staring at his YouTube. It's been open the whole time. We're just looking at a bald eagle, observing a canyon somewhere.
Just sitting there looking around.
Not
Point
doing a
that
lot.
thing to me.
That's camera 2. Well, here's camera 2.
Okay, there's camera 2.
There's
That's what
camera
we've been
2.
watching for about
Okay.
3 minutes.
All
Yeah.
right,
Majestic.
so he's right outside the nest,
Mhm.
and then
Show cam 1.
and
yeah.
here's Mama sitting on the eggs in camera 1.
Just keeping them warm.
Yep.
Just keeping
Gotta
them
keep
warm.
warm.
Yep.
Come
God,
on.
nature is beautiful.
That's right.
No question.
Happy
about it.
Valentine's Day to the Big Bear Bald Eagles.
We got a morning monologue coming up in just a few minutes. We also do have to get into this 49ers storyline that I did not expect
Can
to
we be
hear about.
done?
No.
Mm,
no.
we
Well, actually,
do this anymore.
I did want to be done. I honestly, I really had nothing bad to say about Kyle Shanahan or the way the 49ers prepared or played in that game. I had nothing bad to say about it. I told you, we talked about this on Monday. I was like, that's the best I think Kyle Shanahan has coached in a championship moment. I really do think it was his finest hour. They just got Mahomes. And then all of a sudden the players started talking.
Just shut up, guys. Not you guys.
No,
those guys.
I get it. We got the Chicago tickets. They're playing with Earth, Wind, and Fire. That's coming up later on in the show as well. So if you want to listen, if you want to win those tickets, you got to keep listening for those. But first, let's hit these morning monologues. All right, you're chomping at the bit, Fletch. So I'm going to let you go first here. I mean, this your morning monologue is a little bit insulting.
Yeah,
So I wrote it.
Personally offensive.
Oh no, this
feels
is
like it to me too.
no. So I wrote this last night while I was thinking about it because I saw the news.
1,
It
2,
feels-
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 eyes, 10 capital I's in that one word.
Mm-hmm.
What word?
It starts
Oh,
with an
that
SH.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So crap, man. I think I have to root for the Chargers next year. Okay, I really do think I have to root a little bit for the Chargers next year, and that it's a weird feeling for me. You know, I do really love San Diego, and I feel like what they did to San Diego was pretty unforgivable. But Navarro Bowman is one of my favorite NFL players of all time. Like that defense with him and Patrick Willis and the 49ers was special, man.
Awesome.
Talk about not being able to gain an inch on the ground. It was because of those two guys. And Navarro Bowman was thought of to kind of be the brains behind that operation. And then Patrick Willis was just the special athlete that Navarro Bowman kind of told what to do. So the Chargers hired Navarro Bowman. He comes in immediately. I think that's a genius hire for Jim Harbaugh. And then yesterday, as I'm sitting out with John and Jim at Viejas Arena getting ready for Aztecs, I see that Nick Hardwick has been hired by the Chargers to be the assistant offensive line coach. And now I'm thinking, oh, Navarro Bowman, Nick Hardwick, Jim Harbaugh, who I've always liked and never really loved. I love the moves he's making, and he's making the Chargers into what I think is going to be a really, really good football team if they can figure out the roster construction, because they got some bad expiring contracts. But man, if I was a Chargers fan, I would be really excited about some of the moves he's making with the coaching staff and the guys he's bringing in.
I get it. I get the feeling completely. And it's kind of like you grew up loving Corvettes. And then there was a series of years that you went, I don't know, I just don't like them anymore. I don't like the changes. I'm not in. And then all of a sudden they come out with this new model and you go, God, I've always loved vets.
Well, I think a lot of people struggled with this. A lot of people struggled with this with the Chargers from the standpoint of like, gosh, you know, the Chargers, I'm done with them as soon as Phillip Rivers is done, right? You know, like it was like, screw this team. I can't believe they left San Diego, but I love Phillip Rivers so much, so much. And then they went and drafted Justin Herbert, who's like an equally likable guy and a really talented player. And it looks like that they've hit on their next franchise quarterback. He ain't going anywhere anytime soon. They just signed him that giant contract. And so there's a lot of people who are like, I mean, I was supposed to quit this, and and then they reel me back in. And then, yeah, moves like this. There's a lot of people in San Diego over the course of his career followed Nick Hardwick. Loved the guy post-career broadcasting career, and then retired and went off to Indy, and now he's back. And that's going to reel in. So look, I don't know, credit, I guess, to the Chargers, credit where credit's due. They've made some really interesting moves over the past couple of years to keep the majority of their fan base as engaged as they possibly could ask for after tearing their hearts out.
Well, now, I have no idea how Nick is going to be as a coach on a football team. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I know he was helping out with a high school in Indy.
He's going to be great.
I think he's going to be great.
I'm telling you, he's going to be great. So as a former teammate of Nick's, I've said this before, and I've been on the record talking about Phillip Rivers specifically, but I never learned more as a football player than I did working with the Chargers. And it's a great deal of it is due to Phillip Rivers and his ability to teach and coach and all those things. And clearly is a head coach in high school football now down there in Alabama, but equally Nick Hardwick. Any question I had that needed answered, his experience and then his ability to teach, he would be able to walk me through exactly the way he's seeing things. And so we could see things through the same set of eyes. And as his understudy, that was important because when he left the game and I went in, I wanted it to be seamless. And so it was important for us to have that level of communication. And he never looked at it as a competition. It was awesome. He always looked at it as, I'm helping out my friend. I want you to have just as much success as me. I want us to go out there together and do special things. And for forever, I feel indebted to him for that. He's a sensational human being.
Yeah, I'm all in. I think this is fantastic. Great move. I feel like with the Chargers, there was always how many days since the last incident board up, and it kept saying up 0 because they chargered again, and they've put together a series of moves that have been exciting.
Yeah.
So, locking in Justin Herbert for the long term, you went, well, that was the right move. Congratulations, Chargers. You didn't charger that one. You bring Harbaugh on, who for weeks, as there was rumors going out, we all said, there's no way. There's no way they pony up the cash. There's no way they make the move because they're going to charge her as usual. They didn't. And so you don't reset that board. This is another good one. They just keep piling stuff on. So
The last line of my monologue, when is Rich Ornberger getting a call?
Ooh.
You mean to go coach?
Uh-huh.
Oh boy.
It seems like he's just scooping up talent left and right.
Right. Yeah, I know. Well, and that's what I was going to say. Like, this is slightly
Is
offensive.
that why you were in LA yesterday? You weren't really at
You-
Disneyland. You made the trip up to Costa Mesa and
far
Orange
away from-
County to interview with Jim Harbaugh.
By the way, Jim Harbaugh, one of the trips that he made when he was LA during the Rose Bowl was to Disneyland. And and
true.
then very shortly after there, he signed with the Chargers.
I think he's
so.
camping right outside Disneyland.
Yeah,
There's an RV park.
Now I saw
Goes to Mesa.
Nick Hardwick is being hired as the assistant offensive line coach.
You got to swing by your Belinda campground.
I don't know who the head offensive line coach is.
A guy named Mike
Rich
Devlin.
Ornberger.
No. Mike Devlin, who's been in the league for a long time, very talented coach. Trust me, the offensive line is going to be a lot better off with Mike Devlin and Nick Hardwick than it will be with Tricky Dicky Ornberger. They're
Can we
in
get
good
Fat
hands.
Nick back?
Oh yeah. By the way, he was fun. Before Nick went on this heater about losing weight and looking amazing.
I only knew Nick as like tight end Nick Hardwick, who was literally just shredded from head to toe, had the 9-pack at one point.
Oh, dude, I know. Yeah. Fat Nick was fun when he was playing football. So, and even then, like, I caught him at the end of his career, so he was calming things down. He's playing lighter than he ever had in his career, but his technique was so good he could. But even then, yeah, he would get after a little bit. We could have beers and stuff. Like now, I'm pretty sure like he
has
on
like a beer a year.
Yeah. He's probably doing like, let's put it this
Do you
way.
think he has it all in one sitting, or he spreads that out over a few months?
Just sips. I have 12 1-ounce sips a year. And you know what? I think I'm overdoing it.
Like Rich, going to the Super Bowl with you when we went to LA, like we got after it and we partied.
Yeah.
Going to the Super Bowls with Nick, it was like, oh, I'm gonna try this Greek Mediterranean salad with just yellow mustard and hot sauce on it.
She's adjusting the eggs.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Look at that.
the big bear bald eagle. She's
Moving the eggs around. A little uncomfortable there.
Yeah, well, and also, yeah, I could see that.
Right.
Can you imagine having those on your stones all day? I mean, come on. Also, like, I mean, I'm seriously, I mean, do they ever, I love eggs. Like, I like
You think
hard boiled.
they eat their own eggs?
I mean,
do you eat your own children?
I guess that's a good point.
Yeah.
No, I do not. No, I
Okay.
don't. That would be awful.
Sorry, we didn't get your guys' monologue.
Oh, yeah.
New
We
band
got lost
music.
in
Here
the
we go.
sauce. We got lost in the sauce. All right. TD. What's your morning monologue? Is it Eagle related?
Yeah, it's 100% Eagles, guys. Eagles. And I'm not talking sports. No, actually, I know my wife is in the car right now, so she's probably listening. 25 years ago, Sarah and I went on a little adventure. We've been on one ever since. Happy anniversary, babe. I absolutely love you. 25 years.
You got married
Whoa.
on Valentine's Day?
Yeah,
Holy cow.
How about that?
I had no idea that was your anniversary.
it is. So happy anniversary. How about that?
There are so many things to
Just
celebrate.
9 months before this day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? No, not quite. No. It was like 5 months.
So there was a bigger reason why you guys got hitched.
That's just something, maybe sped up the timeline.
No,
It was just maybe a little
sometimes
quicker.
gestation only takes 5 months.
Could
Right,
you hear
right.
this sound in the background?
Yeah, maybe that was there. No, it's been an absolute blast. Man, oh man, I don't deserve you, so love you.
Yeah.
Also,
That's a fact. We've met Sarah.
Yeah,
Right.
100%.
Frisbee golf is rad. Okay, I've been watching Frisbee golf for the past few days. Actually, it was on after the Super Bowl, and I tuned in for like 90 minutes of Frisbee golf.
So, help you out a little bit with the lingo. It's called froth.
Or isn't it disc golf?
That's what the losers call it.
Oh, I didn't know.
You know what I call it?
What?
Frisbee golf. And it's awesome. So awesome that I've been looking up at Dick's Sporting Goods. You could buy like a set of Frisbee golf. I feel like I only need one, though. I really only need the driver.
Fletch, you know where this is heading, right?
We're playing froth.
First of all, A, B, he's also going to be a card-carrying member of the American Frisbee Golf League. Yeah,
I looked it up. There's more regulation in this.
There's also more competition. Like
Yeah.
there are some serious Frolf players.
They're really good.
So good. There's a group of guys back in my hometown that play like every week and they go out, and I went once with them and I lost 7 discs.
Okay, so here's my problem though. I looked up some of the Frisbee golf courses around. Why are they always on like dirt or dead grass?
Yeah, they don't maintain them like they would a regular golf course. Although there are certain golf courses now that will do like special events, or sometimes they'll even like
Mission Bay has its own Frolf course.
I live right over by that one, and we haven't done Frisbee golf yet, but we do want to. I mean, so it's popping up. It's popping up.
Sign me up.
I'll tell you, it's going north to south in California because it is hugely popular, like in the San Joaquin Valley and a little further north.
That
of
makes
it.
sense.
It's everything.
That makes a lot of sense because, like, if you think about like
Frisbee.
yeah, Frisbee, and like Cal Berkeley, I guarantee has like a huge contingent of frolfers.
Dude, there was a Frolf club at my college.
Oh yeah,
There was?
Yeah.
makes perfect sense.
Man, oh man. Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, same. I did that in college too.
I've never played it, want to play it. I do think we should join a league somewhere. All right, check this out. My morning monologue is about the San Francisco 49ers.
We have to.
Yeah, we got to get to this story. We absolutely have to get to this story. So credit to the 49ers, John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan, for building really the perfect mousetrap, right? You're incredible. I mean, the way they've built this team from the trenches out, especially on the defensive front. The offensive line, it leaves a little something to be desired, but Trent Williams, getting him and snaring him has completely gentrified the neighborhood in terms of that offensive line. Without him, they would be a problem, but he's really good, and he brings the whole quotient, the whole sum a little bit higher.
Back-to-back penalties in the first half.
That's true. He did have a bad outing in the Super Bowl in terms of penalties. But having said all that, I think they have a great quarterback. I think they have sensational skill position players around that offense. And then defensively, they can do things from a personnel standpoint and dynamically that many teams can't. And they've done a great job replacing coordinators over the years. Having said all of that, the San Francisco 49ers have made a mousetrap that can catch every mouse except for Patrick Mahomes. And the problem with the San Francisco 49ers in championship moments, for whatever reason, is something always seems to go wrong. And it's because of Kyle Shanahan. So I don't know if anybody read this report. I certainly know that Fletch did. But the report out on the 49ers were that multiple 49ers said that after the game, they were completely unaware of the overtime setup.
Right.
They said that Kyle Shanahan didn't brief the team about overtime rules, about what they were going to do with the football in overtime, and the playoff rules are different from regular season rules. I'm sure. I'm sure 31 other coaches have this conversation with their entire team because that's what you do. Your
Right.
job is to coach, to teach. You can't make the assumption that all these players are paying close attention to rule changes. Like, you have to beat this stuff into the heads of your players.
But let's just say you didn't have that meeting. That didn't occur. Right before you went out, because I'm assuming this comes up because of the coin toss selection.
Yep.
Election. Right before you ran out there, wouldn't Kyle Shanahan say, hey, if you win the call, do this?
Now, he did that. He covered that with like the captains who were going to be there. But there were players like Kyle Juszczyk, for example. After the game, he sounded like he was completely unaware of any of the plans for overtime. Right. So what Kyle Shanahan had to do yesterday now in his end of the season press conference is defend himself, because this is negligent. You're a head coach in the National Football League. How on earth did you not talk to your players about one of the most impactful and important rule changes there have been in the postseason for a very long time? I mean, and of course it comes up in the Super Bowl. Apparently he designated this information to his staff, to his assistant coaches, and it was then incumbent upon the assistant coaches to communicate it to the players, which some of them did, some of them did not. Brock Purdy said he heard from Brian Griese, his coach.
But that was during the game. how is this not installed a week before the game?
No, but
Well,
Ben,
but-
but Fletch, before the postseason starts.
Yeah, exactly.
Before the postseason starts, you need to have, because look, you meet as a team every single day.
And they had a bye week.
Yeah, this is my point. You have to have this conversation.
Dude, it's
you
disgusting.
You have to sit down. You need to put it on a whiteboard. Check it out, gang. We're going into the postseason. Not sure if this situation is going to come up, but if we go to overtime, here are the rules.
Yeah.
They're different from the regular season, so we're going to do different things in overtime in the postseason. It's very important that everybody understands this, because guess what? Player buy-in in big moments is really important. You need to have everybody on the same page. How can you do that if you're keeping it a big secret to your team what the rules
Now,
are?
I really don't know how much it actually impacted the game. Like, I think that's how overtime was going to play out regardless, because that was Kyle's plan going in. He had that decision made up weeks before even the playoff run started, that if they got the ball in overtime, they were going to take the ball first. Like, that was already going to be the game plan. I don't know how much it impacted. It is still inexcusable, because, Rich, how many freaking meetings do you have as a team with the head coach in front of everyone talking in a bye week before the playoffs?
A constant. You're in a team meeting, at least one team meeting every single day, at least one, if not two.
How
or
is it not a
multiple.
bullet point?
I don't get it.
Well, I'll tell you how it impacted the team was, I'm not sure if it was in that same report that you read, but I saw somewhere that part of the non-reaction from the 49ers when Mecole Hardman scored the touchdown is they didn't know the game was over.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Like Patrick Mahomes actually teased Mecole Hardman because he wasn't 100% sure the game was over, but it was because he thought they had a setup for an extra point still. What's crazy about the 49ers is, like, legitimately there were probably members of the offense that were getting their helmets like, all right, I guess we got to go score now. Like nobody, like the game's over. You don't get the 3 seconds. Like, the game is
crazy.
over.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So I feel for the players, because it is your job to know a lot, but the job of the coach is to make sure that they fill in all the gaps. And so rule changes like this should be effectively communicated. And if you're going to plan on doing something that sort of bucks trends, like, you better have open communication with your team. So Kyle Shanahan, again, in a championship game or a Super Bowl, has a major gaffe. It's really strange. Every single time.
Next year's our year. So that's gross,
Oof.
and it makes me feel yucky. You know what isn't gross and doesn't make me feel yucky?
What's that?
SDFatLoss.com.
Mhm.
In fact, I really like it. And it happened twice within the last 7 days at the big game tailgate. Multiple people came up to me and said, wow, you really did lose the weight. And then yesterday at Aztecs pregame, a couple listeners came up to me and said, wow, you really did lose the weight. And we really did. 30 plus pounds is a fact for all three of us with SDFatLoss.com. And it happens quick, man. So if you're looking at your calendar and you know you got something coming up, a family vacation in the summer or a couple weddings you got to go to this summer like I do, get on over to SDFatLoss.com today. You'll be fitting into that suit that you haven't been able to wear in years because of SDFatLoss.com. You can drop 20 to 30 pounds within a month. That's what happened with all three of us, because they have the secret for quick weight loss. But the most important part is that it's lasting weight loss. We still have that weight off. Using their time-tested methods over literally tens of thousands of clients across the country, SD Fat Loss has broken the weight loss code. It's not a starvation diet plan. It's not a fad with a long list of side effects. SD Fat Loss is healthy weight loss using real whole foods and proprietary strategies to help you become you again. I actually sent a note over to Wayne and Chloe yesterday and just thanking them for the change that they've made in my life and sharing with them a picture we took as a big iHeart family. And within 30 seconds, both of them had responded to me. And it's really grateful. It's a great company with a lot of people who care about you and care about the results that you get. So get on over to SDFatLoss.com today, set up a free consultation, talk with Wayne, talk with Chloe. They will build you out a roadmap so you could find success here in 2024 and get yourself ready for those big events that you have coming up that I know you do. Boys, what do we got coming up next?
Coming up next, we have a major, and I mean major, giveaway and a very special mystery guest that's on the other side.
This update is presented by Indeed.com. Aztecs got a win last night over Colorado State 71-55. San Diego State outscoring the Rams 41-11 in the second half en route to a massive win in the Mountain West, moving up to a season high 18th in the net ranking. That's the primary metric the selection committee will use for the NCAA tournament seeding. Over in the NBA last night, Lakers beat the Pistons 125-111. Padres news, Fernando Tatis Jr. is in Peoria, and he looks fantastic. And in the NFL, Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers have hired old buddy Nick Hardwick to be their assistant offensive line coach. Congrats to Nick and his family. Temperature is getting low, but demand remaining high. You need Indeed. Their all-in-one platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all from one place. And Indeed's interview tool lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from their website. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Champ here. When I'm in San Diego, I'm always hanging out at San Diego Sports 760. With who? Big Rich, TD, and Fletch.
He's coming back to town here in the next few weeks. We'll see if we can get him back in studio. A ton of fun hanging out with that guy. Also, it's Valentine's Day. It's the day of love. Yeah, happy Heart Day, Fletch. Rich on his way back in here. We still have a pair of those Chicago and Earth, Wind, and Fire tickets to give away. They're going to be at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater on August 31st. Tickets and info at livenation.com, or just keep listening for your chance to win. Now, we've been talking about it all morning.
Hang on one sec. So when we first started giving away those tickets, I got a phone call
Okay.
from my father. Who's like, I got to go to that show. And then he was telling me about all the Chicago band members who are still alive versus the ones who have passed away.
Okay.
And he said, I want front row. I will pay whatever it takes. Get me into that show.
Wow. Wait, hold on here. Is this why you're such a huge Chicago fan? You grew up with Chicago?
That was all we listened to in car rides growing up.
But like you went on a road trip, it was Chicago.
Chicago and Boston.
Sad. Those are sad road trips.
What? Those are great bands.
No, I'm very, very great. But they're always, every song is a broken love story.
You're the meaning in my life.
Oh, I guess that's not broken
You're
at that
the
point.
inspiration.
That is Valentine's-y. Valentine's-y. Very, very nice. We grew up listening to Bob Dylan on road trips, which
That sounds more depressing to me.
no way. Come on now. Come on. I'll tell you what's not depressing is we got a big event here coming to San Diego. And we are really, really excited to welcome right now our special guest that we have been teasing all morning long here, Ryan Redondo, CEO of the Barnes Tennis Center and tournament director of the Symbiotica San Diego Open. Good morning.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So, Ryan, it is our absolute pleasure. And to back this up a little bit, I mean, Ryan Redondo in his time as a tennis player was sensational. Like, I mean, this guy competed on a world stage, was one of the best San Diego talents we've seen in the sport. So it is it's an extreme pleasure for us to have you on. Also, a buddy of mine. Like, Ryan's been to the house.
What?
He's in the Wolfpack.
He's in the
Rich, I
Wolfpack.
have somebody that wants to say hi to you really quick.
Oh, yeah, let me hear.
Hi, Rich. It's Gregory.
Dude, what's going on? Gregory. So Gregory and my son Ty are classmates.
Yeah.
So, I was about to say, is he playing hooky? But no, they're
No,
on their
not
way to
yet.
school. They're on their way to school. Happy Valentine's to you, Ryan. Give our best to Carrie as well. But yeah, so we're super excited to make this announcement alongside of you. So explain to our listeners what's happening and how it's going to impact the tennis world on a national stage coming up.
Yeah, we've got a great event. Yeah, again, thanks for having me. So February 24th, Saturday through March 3rd, we have a WTA 500 level event. So this is really the second highest level tournament you can get on the WTA tour. We are the week before Indian Wells, which is a big 1,000 event. So we've got about 25 of the top 40 players in the world. Our number one seed coming in is Jessica Pegula, who's number one in the world. We have several former number ones in the world and Grand Slam champions. So it's really, really exciting.
Ryan, I've been out to a couple tennis tournaments, and they're a lot of fun. Explain to our listeners what it's going to be like out there.
Yeah, so our goal is to make it an event, right? You have tennis, you have the best players in the world coming here, but also an event for, just like a Farmers Open that you might not like tennis or might like golf, but it's something to come to. So we have an event, a theme every day. Starting on Saturday, we have a kids' day. Kids 16 and under get free. Monday night is our Military Appreciation Day. We have a college day where all college students get discounts, celebrity matches. So we have a VIP section with, great drinks and parties. So it's really an event that we hope all San Diegos come out to.
Ryan, I'm glad you mentioned the VIP section because we actually have a pair of VIP tickets to give away to some of our listeners. It also includes VIP parking. What separates the very important people from the other people?
Well, we're exactly. Well, we're trying to make every section feel like a VIP section, but the VIP area, you have a 2-story chalet to watch the matches down on. You have just some amazing food, drinks, atmosphere. We have some after parties. So it's a really fun event for the VIPs.
So, yeah, we're speaking with Ryan Redondo, tournament director of the Symbiotica San Diego Open, the WTA tournament that runs from February 24th through March 3rd. It's the road to Indian Wells. Ryan's also the CEO of the Barnes Tennis Center. So if you're looking to get better at the sport or padel or pickleball, like, he is the man to talk to. Like, he is the guy. And like I said, a tremendous athlete in his own time, still is. I talk about sports, as a former competitor in terms of like, now that career is on the shelf. But with tennis, this is something you could do for the rest of your life. Like, you can go out there and play. So let me ask you, like, how often would you say you play tennis, Ryan?
Well, tennis, not so much anymore, but padel, I play quite a bit. I played on the Senior World Championship team 2 years ago.
Jeez.
Hopefully I can get selected again. So mostly padel. I'm actually starting to I got on the pickleball court once in the last month. But yeah, racket sports they're extremely healthy and just great for community at all ages.
Hey, Ryan, so tennis in general, is this a sport? Like, we could show up and, I don't know, get loud and raucous in the parking lot. Like, can we bring a cooler?
Yeah.
Set up
A
like
hibachi?
Yeah, hibachi
Yeah, those
grill.
welcome.
Like, I mean, is it one of those sports where you can get? I mean, is it like the golf clapping, or can you get into it a little bit? I mean, could you have a couple of knuckleheads like us show up and enjoy ourselves?
Yeah, you can. So, all right, let's start with the cooler. Probably not. You're not going to bring a cooler in.
Come
We
on,
want
Ryan.
we have some great drinks and concessions, so we want you buying those. But as far as getting into it, that's what you're starting to see in tennis is they're trying to go towards that team sport atmosphere. So you get players from all over the world coming, and you get fans from those countries getting into it. And so it is changing in that way, and I think that's really healthy for the sport. So I would love to see all of you guys come out and watch it.
So you didn't mention anything about being shirtless or face painting.
Yeah.
You can
good.
definitely do that.
All right, no problem. Absolutely. Well, you can count on that. If we're involved, there will be topless painted humans in the crowd. All right, listen, Ryan, we appreciate the time this morning. Awesome chatting with you. We will do that again very soon. Before we run, we got to give out this number, 877-767-4760. If you want to win VIP seats, which are going to be on the baseline, they're the only seats that you're going to be able to eat and drink throughout the session on the house. High quality food and drink, by the way. It's going to be absolutely awesome. You got the VIP parking with it. Call in right now, 877-767-4760. Caller number 5 wins those VIP tickets to, again, the Symbiotica San Diego Open. It's going to be from February 24th to March 3rd right here in San Diego. And Ryan, we appreciate the time again, brother.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys.
There he goes. Ryan Redondo, CEO of the Barnes Tennis Center and tournament director of this great San Diego Open happening on our turf, man.
It's going to be a blast, man. I was a little unsure of why he didn't say, hey, here are your VIP passes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we could
come hang out with us.
We could
He just told me on the phone, have Rich text him, and we can go out any day we want.
We did it. Right.
We're tailgating.
The party continues.
Yeah, and you know what, Ryan? We're not leaving the cooler in the parking lot. It's coming with. No,
Can't stop, won't stop.
Hashtag
that. Hashtag.
I absolutely love it. This is going to be a great event. And again, the world of tennis, pickleball, padel. If you've never experienced padel,
Yeah, what is that?
It's a racket sport, right? And that's as much as I know about it. No,
So
but
it's just like tennis and pickleball.
well, no,
Big
so
fella.
I think there's a wall involved. I don't know. We might have to have Ryan on again to explain this to us. Or maybe we should go down to the Barn Center and do it with him. He's been trying to get me to play padel for a while. I keep going, yeah, man.
Wait, hold on.
I think I need to get in better shape
Wait a
before I do
minute.
this. Yeah.
Padel is steel cage tennis.
Oh my
It's
gosh!
steel cage tennis. Tennis in a cage.
Look at this, dude. This is our sport.
We are in.
It's like arena football.
It is.
Is there tackling? Get Ryan back
Yeah.
on the phone. No, I'm kidding. All right.
Listen.
The phone lines are lighting up. Listen, I didn't know this, but San Diego is 100% a tennis town. That just that lit us up in a big way.
There's a little kid playing padel. I could take.
We could take him.
Yeah.
Honestly, if it's tackle Padel,
We got it.
dude, he's like 6.
He's also wearing a tie. You're supposed to wear a tie. You got to dress up.
What is that? Is that a bow tie? He looks like a little like Usher. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
no, I didn't mean that Usher.
Oh.
Yeah. Like he looks like somebody who might like hug up on somebody's wife on Super Bowl 58.
You keep your hands off Alicia Keys, Usher.
Holy
You keep your hands off Alicia Keys. Swizz Beats will not stand for it.
Speaking of girlfriends, we got to get into a situation with a certain team who all of a sudden, oh boy, again, it's the wives and girlfriends of athletes who are the newsbreakers now. And this one is going to turn Fletch's stomach upside down. But before we get to that, Fletch, remind me, what am I doing right now? Okay, very good. All right, listen, I've had a lot of things that I've needed to fix after my football career. One of them is my teeth. So I decided, because I'm really intelligent, guys, to play the majority of my career in the NFL without a mouthpiece. I wanted to be able to clearly communicate all the offensive line calls. And as a result, I broke several molars. And so that's not good. And so as a result of that, I've had, tooth infections and, tooth decay and things like that. I've actually had several of my molars extracted as a result. And the last extraction I was going to have, I needed to go with a different dentist because I did not like how the process went with my current dentist. So I was asking for referrals. I talked to a bunch of people, and it was actually LaDonna Harvey over at Kogo News, our sister station here at iHeart San Diego, who said, no. Like you have no idea how good of a dentist there is. Like you need to go to Dr. Jordan Colby, Ocean View Dental. He will take care of you. Tell him I sent you. So I go up to Ocean View Dental, and Dr. Jordan Colby has changed my life. That tooth extraction couldn't have gone any smoother. I needed 3 implants. He did it at the same time he took out the old tooth. I was done with everything within 3 months. I was told by my former dentist that I was going to have to visit 4 different offices for imaging, the surgery, the follow-ups, all these things. And it was going to take 18 months. I went to one office. I went and I saw Dr. Jordan Colby at Ocean View Dental, and I got all the work done. It just took place in just 3 months. I barely felt any pain. I was broadcasting the next day after having the extraction and the 3 implants put in. But if you're just getting your teeth cleaning, you need to go to a dentist you can trust, because if anything more major comes up, you want to be in good hands. And Dr. Jordan Colby is that. Capable, great hands with all the bells and whistles, the most advanced dental technology that you could find in one office, and everything is done in one office. He also has a clinic out in Fallbrook as well. Ocean View Dental up in Oceanside is where I go, but oceanviewdental.net is where you should start. Get the phone number, call the office, tell them I sent you. You will not be making a mistake. That's oceanviewdental.net, oceanviewdental.net.
Ooh-wee, there could be some problems up in San Francisco. The wives and girlfriends are giving us the inside scoop coming up next. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760. I didn't see you telling me to wait. I'm sorry, Fletch.
It's okay.
You wanna play it now?
We can't. This is not on the podcast.
Oh, wait, hang on. We'll start over. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760. You didn't press dump. Oh, well. Okay. There we go. Let's do it right. The good one this time. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760 on a Valentine's Day. And speaking of love, as I look at the Eagle Cam up in Big Bear, the two, both mom and dad, now in the nest. They're trading out. Dad's gonna take over, mom's gonna take off and go find some food. That's love, Fletch. That's love.
It's birds.
That's eagles.
Let's see those birds doing something more fun.
America.
Oh, it flew.
Yes.
Okay, that was actually electric.
Come on. Am I the only one watching the Big Bear Eagle Cam?
No, so during COVID times, when this place, like 3 people were in the building at all times,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
and me were 2 of those 3.
Those are actually kind of fun.
Oh, super fun.
Yeah.
We belly bumped every single day when
All
we
the time.
traded off for Kogo
Yeah.
shifts. And so when I was working Kogo, though, whoever was working it before me had that cam up. And
Right.
so for the entirety of my 6 hours running the board during like Rush Limbaugh and Sean Hannity, I was watching this bird sit on the nest, and I was like locked in audience.
Well, and what's crazy is they don't do a whole lot.
No, but
they just sit there on the eggs.
It's fun.
Yeah.
So I
Um,
just found out that I'm going to Fresno this weekend for the bachelor party, right?
Okay.
And then in a couple weeks, San Diego State is playing at Fresno State. I'm going to Fresno for that.
Ooh,
So for the next
wow.
like 3 weeks, I'm in Fresno for 2 of them.
More like Frez, yes.
Yeah, there's no in that sentence. It's Frez, yes, all the way. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I was running through the hallways because I got tied up with birthday wishes.
There's
It's getting very weird today.
birthdays, Valentine's. There's a Valentine's party going on next door to us. Sombrero's Mexican food is here. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Is Javi here?
again?
Javier's here again.
I'm going to go hug him.
Yeah, we got to stop by.
Yeah, we got to give him a high five at very least, maybe a butt slap
Yeah,
for all the help with the big game tailgate party.
Exactly.
Dude, it is impressive that Javier is like a slim, in shape looking guy.
I know.
When he like runs Sombrero's Mexican food. If I
Yeah.
ran Sombrero's Mexican food, I'd be 900 pounds.
If you gave me access to unlimited buñuelos, Are you kidding? I would not be here for my 38th
Can't
birthday.
stop. You can't stop.
They would have put me in a shallow grave and said, you don't even really deserve the dirt you're under.
So let's do a little FM segment since that's what you were just doing. What's it like having Valentine's Day and your birthday be the same thing?
Actually, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, you know what? I'll spill the beans here because I'm sure they're about to use it. Dude, Valentine's Day gets trumped by birthdays. It's the coolest thing in the world. So remember when we did conception days?
Uh-huh.
So my parents must have gotten freaky around May
Right.
somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
we kind of traced
Mother's
it back.
Day.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's what we're saying. I think I was conceived
Yeah.
on Mother's Day. Like, my dad knew.
Every Mother's Day needs a Mother's Night.
That's right. That's right. And my dad got freaky. Okay. I've asked my parents, like, all right, listen, I don't want to like freak you out, but like time of day and position.
Yeah.
Could you, I just want to, and they were not.
Quick sketches if you can just send them over. Oh, talk to you later. Love you. Bye.
Yeah. They weren't very forthcoming. The reason why, because I wanted to gift my children with a Valentine's Day
Oh.
birthday. I really did. And so, the result of which has
God.
been unsuccessful.
Wow.
We had 2 summer babies. Here's the deal. Like, it is awesome every year. And maybe I'm lucky, but Annie makes my birthday like the star of the day.
Nice.
And it's very ancillary. Like Valentine's Day somehow becomes this like side note to the whole celebration.
But you still got to do some Valentine's. though.
Yeah. No, I do. We do all the lovey stuff. Yeah, like I get. We're gonna celebrate this weekend. We're gonna get a hotel. We're gonna like get somebody
Nice.
else to watch the kids. And I took
Nice.
care of all that. But on the actual day, it's Rich's day.
Yeah.
Which
Pretty
is
cool.
Dude,
That's pretty cool.
I'm telling you, like I would recommend
Hold on.
5 stars on Yelp.
Did you get Fletch and Kindle to watch the kids?
No,
Hell no, dude. I'm going to a bachelor party.
yeah, he's
Wow.
gonna, like you said, he's gonna be in the
You
backwoods
don't,
of
you
Fresno.
don't think it's more important to stay here and watch Rich's kids?
Correct. I do not think that's more important.
Actually,
Wow.
nobody is watching my children. So if you
Just
see
lock the
2
door.
like rabid, wild humans,
If you leave and just take like a screw from the outside and just run it through the door.
I just picture like people in Pacific Beach over the weekend, like on the neighborhood app, being like, "Yeah, so 2 kids like knocked over my trash cans like raccoons. They were looking for food, and so yeah, we got a big problem out here."
Yeah.
Anyways, Valentine's Day, very cool holiday for the ladies usually, but if your birthday happens to land on Valentine's Day, it is 100% about you, and I would not complain about that.
Man, I don't know. I feel like Valentine's Day is a pretty fun day, though. I mean, if you could do a dual celebration somehow.
Let's see. Yeah, no, we do. Like I said, we share the celebrating part, but the day definitely becomes about
Yeah.
old
We've had
tricky-dicky.
this dinner planned for a couple weeks now. Like it's Kendall's idea where we're going tonight. And then last night she said, well, can we go somewhere that has a patio so we can bring Brock?
Dude, yeah, he's now included. He's her little
It's
Valentine.
Valentine's Day,
No,
dude.
Get Brock involved. Dress him like Cupid. That'll be fun. Anyways, yeah.
Listen, if you're looking for a Valentine's gift, if you're searching, if you're out there digging for one, you're going, oh my gosh, last minute buy. What should I do? How about a new GMC?
Yeah, no
Huh?
big deal.
No
Just
big
a
deal.
car.
Yeah, just no big deal. Just go grab a car from my friends at North County Cadillac GMC. So if you're considering a new vehicle at all, not just Valentine's Day, but you're just considering a new vehicle, you need to stop by, see my friend Jamie, the GM over there at North County Cadillac GMC. They're offering President's Day savings all month long on new and pre-owned models. And don't just take it from me. Listen to this review. Lots of Lyric BEVs on the lot, and our salesman, Paul, was very knowledgeable and helpful. Our test drive took us through a very nice part of Escondido that I hadn't seen before. It was a very pleasant Saturday afternoon visit. That's from Cheryl. Look, I'm just saying, if you go there, I'm not only going to get the best deal, you're going to be dealing with the nicest people on planet Earth. They're absolutely great. How about this review? Anthony gave me absolute top-notch service. No nonsense deal. So happy with my purchase.
Yeah.
Wish I could give 10 stars. That's because you can only give 5 stars on the Yelp review. So I'm telling you, there's no better place. And I joke about it a lot. I joke about loving my truck, driving my truck. But I'm telling you, I do. I love my car. And I do love the people at North County Cadillac GMC because they're just that. They're honest, no nonsense. You're not going to go there and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm spending half the day trying to work out a deal. They're going to give you the best deal right up front. No nonsense. Don't mess around. Look, there's a reason why North County Cadillac GMC was voted San Diego's best domestic auto dealer in the San Diego Union Tribune Readers Poll. Go there. Find out why. Experience the difference yourself. Stop by North County Cadillac GMC in the heart of the Escondido Auto Mall today. North County Cadillac GMC, exceeding your expectations every time. Coming up, we got to get to this story in San Francisco with the wives and girlfriends maybe leaking out a little inside info. Also, red
Fake
pill,
news.
blue pill. Don't think it is.
No, it is. We've heard from him now.
Oh, sure.
Talk about it next.
This update is presented by Allstate. It's hour 3 on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. Aztecs got a win last night over Colorado State, 71-55. San Diego State outscoring the Rams 41-11 in the second half, en route to a massive win in the Mountain West. Moving up to a season high 18th in the net ranking. NBA last night, Lakers beat the Pistons 125-111. Padres news, position players aren't due to spring training until Friday, but Fernando Tatis Jr. and some other stars have already made their way out to Peoria. And in the NFL, Nick Hardwick hired to be the Chargers' assistant offensive line coach. Congrats to Nick and his family. Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, no one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch on San Diego Sports 760.
Fletch, you're clearly a 49ers fan, not a Chiefs fan. Does Jake Moody stay on the team? Is he your kicker?
Yeah. Yeah, you have to. You use so much draft capital to get him. You picked a kicker in the third round. He was good.
Yeah.
He made the long field goals. It was just the PAT that he screwed up.
Literally, that 1 point is on the board. That game does not go to overtime. One way or another, one of those teams has to win. It was so consequential, which is absolutely insane.
Now, here are the guys.
Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with you, San Diego Sports 760. We are rolling along. Happy Wednesday to those who celebrate. Happy Hump Day to all. Happy Valentine's Day to the lovers out there. Normally, Hump Day, you're getting over the hump of the week.
Today you just humped.
Today,
This time, yeah, I mean,
completely different connotation.
Can we pause the show and peel back another layer of the onion that is Travis Dale real quick?
Yeah.
'Cause we started the show with finding out you own like 5 nail guns.
Yeah, which nobody needs.
Probably a
Okay.
variety of other tools.
You do need.
Nobody. I'm going
Okay.
to repeat that. Nobody needs 5.
But this one might be more absurd.
Okay.
So TD sends us a text in the middle of this last commercial break with a video attached to it that is a beautiful bird eating what looked to be uncooked raw tri-tip meat.
That's correct. Yeah.
And the caption of this text says, a couple years ago, a hawk lived next to my house and I befriended him by feeding him scraps of tri-tip.
That's correct.
It's not scraps of tri-tip. That is a whole tri-tip.
No,
that-
I carved it up.
Okay. So you spent
The-
north of $25 to befriend a hawk that lived
Yeah,
in your neighborhood?
On multiple occasions. Yeah, listen, he liked the tri-tip.
the piece of meat
So-
that he's eating, like honestly, could feed a family.
Listen, so we were looking at the bald eagle cam up in Big Bear, and I don't have a friend of a bald eagle, but I did have a red-tailed hawk who became my friend.
Dude, and also, can I say that is an intimidating size of animal?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like red-tailed hawks, you see them like flying over the 5 freeway when you're heading up north, like Pendleton area. I always see them there, like further north. But
How long did this relationship last? How many tri-tips did you buy this bird?
Several, but like so by like the third one, I could walk up to him and touch him, and he would look at me like he was going to kill me, but I could touch him just for a second. He trusted me enough I could get close enough to touch him.
let me tell you what's happened to
What?
me. So in my neighborhood, not red-tailed hawks, and I'm not a cat guy. Like I'm a dog guy. I feel like everybody's a dog person, but like I've never owned cats, never really understood them. But cats like me. And so I walked out in the backyard one time and this it's a stray for sure. I mean, it's got fleas. There's no question. I mean, like, I'm pretty sure that cat is giving my dog fleas. But this cat comes up and I'm putting the trash out. I'm like, hello. And this cat just starts rubbing its flea-ridden body up against me. It's a beautiful cat.
Right.
But it is like, a little murderous domestic cat that's gone feral.
Okay.
And so I was like, I feel bad for this cat. Clearly he's coming around for affection and also probably food. So I set out like a little dish of food, cat food and water for the cat. And I actually went out and bought So now this cat comes every night.
Okay, that's a cat.
Yeah.
Travis made friends with a hawk.
It's different. It is so different.
it's
You're 100% right. Yeah,
No,
fine,
Travis
no.
is weird.
No, no, dude. This
That
is
hawk
like-
could eat your little dog.
Good point. This would be like if I befriended a raccoon or a possum.
Right.
Yeah, like this is, dude, what are you doing?
I had a possum that lived in my barbecue, so I didn't use my barbecue
And let me guess,
anymore.
you cooked food for it.
Well, I would give him food. So he was stealing
It's a
dog food.
possum.
He was stealing dog
You're
food.
allowed to just kill possums.
I had to end up throwing this barbecue away because I mean, one day I went and opened the lid and he just hissed at me.
Yeah.
So then I was like, oh, he's living in this thing. Do I want to use it as a barbecue anymore? So then I thought, oh, he's taking all this dog food. Maybe he wants other food. So I'd get different items and
Just a buffet.
I'd just set them in the barbecue. And then like the next day I'd see they were gone.
What rack did he live in?
What? Oh, right. I mean, there was just the main rack. So
Okay.
if you opened it up, the only other rack was the one that's like attached to the lid that swings.
But that's why I figured
So-
he wanted like a canopy bed.
No, I don't think so. I never saw him in that. He always hung out in the main one.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
he
You
was
are
cool.
just an enigma.
Why?
You know how to fly. You have friends that are birds.
You built
Well-
a fireplace at your house in 2 weeks, and then he complained. He was like, dude, I thought I was going to knock out building a fireplace in a weekend. I can't believe it's taken me 17 days.
Like,
I
I promise you,
actually
next
feel
week
that
we're
way.
gonna learn something else about Travis. Like he was Secretary of State for a little bit.
No. Well, I wasn't Secretary of State, but I was assistant. I'm
No.
just kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, well, actually, I say no. Like, yeah, shrug that one off. Yeah, but I did work at the State House in San Diego for. Yeah, like, no, you're absolutely right. We continue peeling back layers of this onion. We are going to find out more and more. We haven't gotten
Dude,
to
I
like
bet you he was a hitman.
at some point. I guarantee. Have you killed
Seems
a
like-
man? Have you
with my bare hands.
have you felt the last breath of life leave somebody as a result of your actions?
Like,
Not-
this would be the least surprising CIA agent I've ever met.
Really?
Do you-
No, I'm not. Not that surprising. So no, have I killed a man? Not yet.
that sounds more like a promise.
Fletch has gotten close a couple times.
That's right. That's right. That's right. There's some happenings up in San Francisco.
There's no question about it. We got to dig into this story. We don't need a CIA agent to put this together. So Brandon Ayuk is a really talented wide receiver
Mhm.
and just lost the Super Bowl in calamitous fashion to the Chiefs. You wouldn't call it a calamity until after the fact, learning that there wasn't a great plan for overtime, or at very least, if anybody thought it was a great plan, they just didn't think that it would be smart to share it with the players. So, okay. So Kyle Shanahan, a little bit of a misstep there. Another misstep, arguably, was the underusage of Brandon Ayuk in the game.
Right.
He's been one of Brock Purdy's favorite targets throughout his career, and it's been a short career as a 49ers quarterback. But there's no question there's a chemistry there. Brandon Ayuk, none too pleased about it.
No, and apparently that either rubbed off on his girlfriend or she's not pleased about it either, because after the game and Monday, she was tweeting, she was posting TikToks. Right after the game, there was a video that she put out there where she said, "This might have been the last day we touch foot on Levi Stadium because we might not be out here next season." So, I mean, she said that, but they weren't at Levi Stadium.
So this story, much like Travis Dale, has a lot of layers to it. Brandon Ayuk, obviously, on the last play that the 49ers were on the field before they kicked the field goal in overtime,
Wide open.
Brandon Ayuk was wide open. Now, Chris Jones was right in Brock Purdy's face, making him forced to make a quick decision. He went to Juwan Jennings, who was also wide open. It was a beautifully schemed up play, except Chris Jones was unblocked, running right up the middle to attack Brock Purdy. So offensive line probably more to blame there, but Brandon Ayuk was the second option on that route, and he was wide open for a touchdown. Brock Purdy doesn't throw it to him. That is what the reaction from his girlfriend, wife, and baby mama for sure, and his was it his sister talking about him? But then he was at the podium the other day and was asked about those comments, and he kind of like was almost in tears when he said the most important thing to me is being a champion. And I also believe that this is the best place for him to do that. John Lynch was asked about it. He said, of course, you want a guy like Brandon Ayuk on your team, and we're going to do what we can to keep him,
Well, look,
which means extending him now because he's on the last year of his rookie deal.
But it wasn't just his girlfriend who was putting out these tweets and videos. It was also his, what he calls his brother, his best friend. What is his name here? Drayson Hudson on his Instagram story wrote, "This is the exact same reason we leave in San Francisco. Thank you, 49ers, for drafting my brother. We're forever grateful. BA to Vegas."
yeah. Check this out. Brandon Ayuk had 3 catches against the Packers. He had 3 catches against the Detroit Lions. He had 3 catches against the Kansas City Chiefs. It feels a little negligent not to connect with him more because he's a beast. This guy is a super talent. And I say that on a team that's littered with super talented players. So it's difficult. it's difficult to feed everybody the football. But like Fletch said, there were some missed opportunities, not only in the Chiefs game, but in other games too. And I'm not saying that Brandon Ayuk isn't going to be a Niner next season, because Brock Purdy's cheap. They can afford to keep guys around this roster for longer as a result of
And
that.
those two have an undeniable connection.
There's no question there's chemistry there. But he's making sure that if he's going to be a 49er, they're going to pay him. And unfortunately for the 49ers, they're going to pay him the rate that is probably commensurate with him biting the bullet and playing for a team that doesn't have an elite level quarterback yet. I'm saying yet. Look, Brock Purdy could emerge as an elite quarterback at some point. But he's not playing for a Patrick Mahomes. He's not playing for a Joe Burrow. He's not playing for a Josh Allen. He's not going to be linked up with one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He's going to be linked up with Brock Purdy for a long time if he signs a long-term extension.
He is. And I was listening to Daniel Jeremiah on with Darren Smith yesterday, and I thought DJ had some really great stuff breaking down the Super Bowl. If you missed it, it's up on the free iHeartRadio app. But he was talking about the fact that Brandon Ayuk is the only true wide receiver on this team. It's like Deebo Samuel is great. He's not a very good route runner. And we've known that for years, but Deebo Samuel is great when he's schemed to get the ball close to or behind the line of scrimmage. Brandon Ayuk is the best route runner on this team, followed by Kyle Juszczyk, the fullback, for the second best route runner on this team. And that's a fact if you watch the film. So Brandon Ayuk is critical to this team's success moving forward. I would imagine he is going to get broke off this offseason, because we're seeing with wide receivers, once they hit the end of the rookie deal, generally it doesn't get them all the way to the end of it. So he has 1 year left on it. They're not going to go the franchise route with him. They got to pay him, and pay him now before the rest of these big contracts come due, or get him to where his money is deferred enough to where by the time they're paying him big money, it's after some of the big contracts are already off the books, like Bosa, like Debo, like Kittle.
Well, and I think there's another side to this of Brandon Ayuk is so good. He's so electric. He's so elite that the reason he didn't see so many catches and throughout the playoffs and in the Super Bowl is because the defense was designed to stop him.
Trent McDuffie, who's the best rookie quarterback in the league, was plastered to him the
Right.
entire Super Bowl.
So yeah, there may have been a couple missed opportunities, and there were. I mean, we saw him, but at the same time, yeah, McDuffie, he played his ass off out there and did exactly what he was supposed to do, because that's what they were designing the defense to have done. I mean, that's what was supposed to happen. Well, the Chiefs, they are Super Bowl champs, so they have to throw a parade. But the city of Kansas City apparently asking Taylor Swift to not attend. They're worried about the influx of people.
Damn.
I mean, the amount of people that would show up to try to see Taylor Swift, they're not sure of. The infrastructure they'd have to put in place, the amount they'd have to pay for security. So they're like, it'd be cool if maybe stayed home. Maybe you could zoom in.
That's why you think Kansas City would be good at parades at this point.
Right.
They do them like every year.
Right. And former Charger and iHeart employee Nick Hardwick has been hired by the Chargers as assistant offensive line coach in college hoops. The Aztecs beat Colorado State last night at Viejas Arena 71-55. Had one of the worst halves that they've had all season, and then they had one of the best halves they've had all season. They improved 19-6 on the season, remain undefeated at home. In baseball, and some scores around the NBA. The Timberwolves double-breasted the Trailblazers.
Okay.
He's all about birds today.
That's a blazer. Double-breasted blazer.
Double-breasted blazer. The Lakers
Men's fashion.
castled the Pistons.
First castle.
Yeah. Oklahoma said, "You've been thunderstruck," to the Magic, 127-113.
Jesus.
Boston Nova, the Nets, 118-110. Phoenix Lachey, the Kings.
Nick Lachey, are you kidding me?
And in honor of Valentine's Day, Miami love you long time. The Bucks, 123-97.
Would it Lachey would have been better for a Knicks score?
Well, yeah, but I didn't have that.
Yeah, but the Knicks didn't win.
Yeah, so I had Phoenix.
He owes one for yesterday, so just
Golly,
Yeah, it's
hang on.
pretty bad.
Rich, you should have heard the one
Yeah.
yesterday though. He the Dallas Mavericks did something,
Yeah.
and so he said
The Mavericks did what? Remind me, what did the Mavericks do?
They failed to back Dallas up.
You gotta go. That's a lot. I mean, they failed to back Dallas up.
Pretty solid, actually.
Yeah. Well, but anyway, so TD is running a lap, and it's deserved. We're gonna play Red Pill, Blue Pill when he returns. A very special Valentine's Day edition of the game show.
Does Brandon Ayuk get like Devontae Adams money?
Okay, so Brandon Ayuk deserves a big payday.
He is a legitimate wide receiver one, I would say. He was the leading receiver on the Niners this year. He was all pro this year. Like, he was a stud this year.
He's going to get broke off. He'll probably end up being the highest paid receiver in the NFL.
Oof. Until Justin Jefferson signs his deal.
Yeah, I mean, that's how this goes. Like, if you are a top 5 performer, or even really in the top 8, you can make an argument as you get closer to 10. But if you're at your position group, you're a top 5 to top 7, top 8 performer, you're going to get paid top of the market value.
Just because I'm thinking about this so after that deal gets done, now you got to piss off Deebo Samuel, who already signed his deal, but Brandon Ayuk is going to get paid more than Deebo Samuel.
Well, he's done more for you.
I agree.
It's one of those things where Deebo, I'm sorry, like, yes, you are. Here's the problem for Deebo. Deebo, half the time he spends on the field, he's operating a position that's highly replaceable. We've talked about this before. The running back position is undervalued for a reason because they're a dime a dozen. So he describes himself, self-described as a wide back. Yes. Jamie from Promotions has helped us out with breakfast burritos from Sombreros Mexican Food. That's Lil Scott Stapp. Give me a high five. Thank you, dude. I appreciate you. This is amazing. Gosh, what have you... Hang on, I'm going to take a bite.
I love sombreros.
Dude, this is the best birthday present I've gotten today. Yeah. Yeah, you said don't drop it on the floor. Yeah, last time we had burritos in front of Jamie, I was reaching for my off the ground. It had a little floor seasoning.
That was a fun video. That was at the end of the big game tailgate.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Right. There we go.
Okay. Yeah, let's mix it up a little bit. Valentine's Day edition of Red Pill, Blue Pill here. So, TD, lead us off here.
Okay.
You have to watch one forever. Give it to me.
Red Pill, The Notebook, Blue Pill, Titanic.
How often do we have to watch it?
That's the only thing you get to watch.
Only
forever.
movie,
That's
period?
That's it. You get that only. Listen, it sucks or it sucks. Red Pill, Notebook, Blue Pill, Titanic.
Wait, neither of these, they're not bad movies. I'm going Notebook.
Wow.
TD also hates Ryan Gosling. That's something else we found out yesterday.
Well, yeah, okay, hold on.
It's like Beyonce level. Ryan Gosling, Beyonce.
Wait a second. You don't like Gosling?
He's whatever. But hang on,
He went on a rant yesterday. TD, pause.
I thought we were friends.
Rich, you missed it. He went on a rant yesterday about the fact that Sylvester Stallone wants Ryan Gosling to be the next Rambo, the next iteration of Rambo.
Maybe make sure you heard that correctly. I'm gonna need another salsa packet. Stat. Sylvester Stallone.
Were we supposed to share that salsa?
Damn it. No. I only grabbed 3 though. I got 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm making sure.
So Sylvester Stallone, Rambo, Rocky, Man's Man.
Yeah.
He was on Jimmy Fallon and he said, hey, I give the blessing for a new Rambo movie, but I think the next Rambo should be Ryan Gosling.
In.
Dude, 100% in.
Wow.
Watch the movie Drive. He basically is Rambo behind the wheel.
Dude, what?
I put that guy in a jungle somewhere, couple of scars across his chest, a little dirt on the cheeks.
I don't buy it.
In.
I don't buy it.
Throw a machine gun in his arm.
Red
don't
pill.
buy it.
All day.
Oh yeah, 100.
God.
Dude, he's gonna fight communism from a jungle, and he's gonna win.
Are you kidding me?
Ryan Gosling is awesome.
Hold on.
You're an
Can we add
insecure
La La
man.
Land? I do like. Well, he was in La La Land, right?
Okay, well, so there's a lot of actors who have done musicals.
What? I like La La Land.
You can't hold it against him.
Titanic on this. I would pick Titanic on this purely because it's like 3 hours plus, so I feel like it's not the same amount of movie I'm watching every time.
That's why I'm going Notebook, because the Titanic's too damn long.
No, in truth, I'm giving him a hard time. I would also go Blue Pill. Titanic all
Thank
day.
you.
And the reason is because the Notebook, I've only ever fallen asleep through it.
Again, reason for red pill. Also,
hold on.
Rachel McAdams way hotter than Kate Winslet.
Dude, are you kidding me?
Wait, hold on.
It's not even close.
Does Ryan Gosling draw Rachel McAdams like one of his French girls?
By the way, no nudity in the Notebook.
Thank you.
There's like hardly any nudity in the Titanic.
We see
French girls.
We see Kate Winslet like in her birthday suit.
Like
True.
for a second.
That's enough for me, buddy.
True.
You know me. Happy Valentine's Day to
So we're
everyone
gonna
out there.
keep this Valentine's theme going here. Red pill. You get one candy forever, by the way.
Okay,
and
go
it's a
ahead.
Valentine's candy. Red pill, Sour Patch Hearts, or blue pill, Hershey Kisses.
Red pill. This is knee-jerk reaction. Hershey Kisses, they're great. I have nothing against Hershey but Sour Patch, dude. This is not even close for me.
Red pill all day. Sour Patch Kids is like a top 3 candy.
Yeah, it's so good.
Listen, I'm with you. But I feel like this would include, like, like those Christmas cookies where it's like a peanut butter cookie and they jam that Hershey Kiss right in the middle of it. Like, I wouldn't get those anymore.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah, with the peanut butter and they put the kit, they kind
Yeah.
of push it, smush it down. Yeah, but that's not enough to just say goodbye to Sour Patch Kids forever.
Sour Patch Kids are elite.
All right.
They are the Joe Flacco of candy.
Really quick, last red pill, blue pill. This was a little bit of an audible. I snuck in there.
See that?
Red pill. And I'm like, we're talking rest of your life. You're linked to one.
Okay.
Red pill, Margot Robbie. Blue pill, Taylor Swift.
Red pill.
Drown me in Margot Robbie.
Dude, I mean, when I say The Wolf of Wall Street is my favorite movie for one reason and one reason
My
only, you
favorite
could
2
really
minutes.
isolate it to one scene. Margot,
Here, I'll recreate it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wow.
Dude, I would sleep with Fletch. I would sleep with
I'm
Fletch
so
right
turned
now.
on right now.
Yeah, there's
I'm so
absolutely no
turned on
question.
right now.
You want to snort cocaine off my chest?
Yeah, well, who says I haven't already? Anyways, look, I don't need to because I have all the energy I need from testosterone treatment. Like, start going into an ad read. What the hell is the What's the matter with us? I don't need drugs. No chance. Because I go to the man zone. Jesus Christ. All right. I need help. Actually, I did need help. I needed help with, like, that feeling where you're in the gym parking lot and you're making like life decisions. You're like, I would rather do anything than go into that gym and get a workout in. Like, you are procrastinating. You're on your phone. You're checking out what's going on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, like. And then finally you realize the 45 minutes that you've allotted yourself to work out has passed, and you actually have to drive home in your gym clothes and then wear them for the rest of the day. There's no reason to shower. You didn't work out because you wasted all your time in the parking lot. That's where I was at. I was so unmotivated to get in the gym, and I couldn't figure out why. I mean, I spent my life working out for football. I played in the NFL for 6 years. I played college football before that, high school football. Working out was all I did. And then for whatever reason, I was lacking that motivation. I felt tired all the time. And I was attributing it to other things. I was like, well, I wake up early for this radio show. Well, the kids. I needed help. And I didn't realize in what direction I needed it. So I talked to this buddy of mine, another former teammate. And he goes, dude, I just got my testosterone checked. He was like, maybe that's what's going on with you because all these symptoms feel very similar to what I was going through. And so I did. I went over to the Man Zone, Golden Triangle Plastic Surgery with Dr. Roy David. He's a double board certified plastic surgeon. He's also the medical director at the Man Zone. And I got my test checked, and it came out that I was in the low average range. And he was like, dude, we can optimize this. He said it in very doctory terms. He didn't say dude. That's how I talk. But he goes, we can optimize this. We can get these levels boosted up, and then we can evaluate you, see how you feel, get you dialed into the right levels, and see if this doesn't solve all of your problems. I'm telling you, 5 months later, it solved all of my problems. I have more motivation to work out. I don't feel as tired. I don't feel lethargic. The brain fog has lifted. Everybody knows who has brain fog exactly what I'm talking about. You just sort of feel like you can't get out of a funk. It could be related to your low testosterone. So if you're in your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, you should get your testosterone checked annually anyways. Go to the Man Zone for that. If you are in your late 30s like I am, I'm 37, just turned 38 today. If you're like me in your late 30s, get your testosterone checked at the Man Zone. Free consultation. You'll learn about testosterone replacement therapy. I really honestly feel it's the biggest game changer in my life right now. Themanzone.com. That's themanzone.com.
Coming up, we're going to talk about Fletch's golden brown skin. Yep, that's next.
This update is presented by Lexus Escondido, where you will experience auto enjoyment. The Aztecs got a win last night over Colorado State, 71-55. San Diego State outscoring the Rams 41-11 in the second half, en route to a massive win in the Mountain West, moving up to a season high 18th in the net ranking. In the NBA last night, Lakers beat the Pistons 125-111, and a report came out that at the trade deadline, the Warriors were trying to make a move to get LeBron James. Ultimately, the Lakers and LeBron had no interest in making that deal happen. Padres news, Fernando Tatis Jr. is in Peoria, taking batting practice, working out with the boys. And in the NFL, Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers have hired Nick Hardwick to be their assistant offensive line coach. A big congratulations to Nick and his family. Well-deserved at that. At Lexus Escondido, save with Lexus. Lease cash on the all-new electric RZ models. Enjoy all of the Lexus luxury with an electric RZ, or save on other new Lexus models at LexusEscondido.com. Experience auto enjoyment today at Lexus Escondido. You guys just want to let this build, I promise.
Yeah, okay. We're just gonna let it roll. I thought you were gonna play some sort of audio.
Some people say royalty-free music is lame. I say screw you.
Yeah.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Wow. Climactic.
That's when you hit the whip and the nene.
There he goes.
Yep, that's right.
Happy birthday, Richie.
Thank
Love
you,
you so
buddy.
much.
The
Thank you.
sweet sounds of R&B royalty free. I don't know what this is.
This is that trap S.
That's how it's labeled in the system.
Is that really how it's labeled?
No.
It's Big Rich, TD, and Flash, San Diego Sports 760. We still have those Chicago Earth, Wind, and Fire tickets, which, I mean, all goes right here in the next few minutes.
Yep.
You'll be winning those.
Yep.
Okay.
Here's the problem. We just got to remember to give them to you.
That's all we got to do. If somebody could call us in like 5 minutes and remind us to give these away.
Call us to remind us, but then get off the phone because we're not going to give away the tickets then.
100%
also
correct.
just got some breaking NFL news here.
Oh,
so we
yes.
said it on Monday, I believe, that Travis Kelce was going to have to come out and make a statement about the bump heard around the world.
Course, yeah.
Travis Kelce has come out and made a statement saying, I crossed the line. It was unacceptable to yell bump into Andy Reid on Sunday at the Super Bowl.
Wow.
You know what? Here's the thing. Travis and Andy Reid both know that that's not true. And that's really the only important part of this story. But Travis Kelce has now ascended beyond just a football player. Travis Kelce has now ascended beyond just somebody who is going to like respond or react to things about his life in a normal way. As long as he's linked to Taylor Swift, he's now going to be treated like an A-list celebrity. And so if an A-list celebrity did this to a coworker, this would be national, potentially international news.
Will Smith slapping Chris Rock.
I mean,
Well, I don't know if that's the same.
it's
Similar. Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
that was so beyond the pale that it shocked everybody. This is normal stuff. Like, how many times have we seen sideline shots of somebody freaking out on their head coach,
Well, let's
or
use the
there
same
being a
guy.
physical altercation?
Same guy. I think it was week 13. Remember, he came off the field frustrated, threw his helmet down, and the Swifties lost their mind. They're like, "Oh, why is Daddy Travie mad?"
Here, let me
Yeah.
read you this headline,
Yeah.
and you'll know why the statement came out. Not safe. Swifties are demanding Taylor Swift break up with Travis Kelce over red flag behavior at Super Bowl.
Okay. Also, by Swifties, do you know what they mean by that? They mean social media people who are capitalizing off of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's relationship together. Now, don't get me wrong. These social media people are going to sway a certain faction of the audience to believe them, to believe that this is a huge red flag, that this behavior is unacceptable. But none, and I mean none of the videos that I've watched talking about how Travis Kelce had some red flags come up at the Super Bowl, played football. Not a single one of them. Now, I'm not saying there aren't football players who disagree with me, and I'm not saying that there aren't some videos out there, because I'm sure there are, of a football player talking about how you're not supposed to do this to your coach, blah blah blah. But this sort of stuff, like, it's so normal in football, it didn't register at all.
This particular Swiftie who wrote on X that they need to break up immediately has a photo of a cat for their profile pic.
That's not a cat.
The cat's face looks like he's headed to the man zone.
Yeah, I'll say it right now. It is pointing 12 noon on that cat's face. If you could just picture what a cat's face looks like, it's
just like a white stripe
going
between the eyeballs.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough to
That's
describe.
penis.
Yeah.
It's a phallic cat.
Yeah.
It's a phallic cat.
That is the Rams logo circa 2021.
This story is such a non-story for anybody who's played football, and it is such a big story for people who are just jumping on board with football because they're not understanding coach-player dynamics. Sometimes things get heated. Sometimes, I told the story about getting slapped in the face by an assistant coach, which, by the way, that was beyond the pale. But even that, I looked at the situation and I was like, no, like that guy did me a favor.
And you got to know the personality,
Yeah,
right?
oh,
Like
yeah.
that coach knew your personality, knew you needed something to snap you out of the funk that you were in.
Yep.
I think Andy Reid in that moment probably needed something to snap him out of the funk that he was in because Travis Kelce had one freaking catch.
And by the way, Travis Kelce, I mean, to the point I made about getting slapped, it was like cold water being splashed on my face. I went out and had the best half of I wouldn't say the best half of my life, but one of the better halves of football I've ever played. Travis Kelce went out in the second half and he had 92 yards on 8 catches.
And I think a lot of people after the game were like, oh, Andy Reid's just standing up for his guy. He doesn't mean that. In realer sense, Andy Reid was pissed off that happened. I don't think that's true.
Andy Reid, let's put it this way. And I actually, it's so funny. So anytime I'm reacting to something where, especially when it's about hard coaching or player and coach dynamics, a lot of times I'll ask Annie. So my wife was a national champion volleyball player in college. She played at Penn State. She played for a couple in high school and in college, a real like hard-nosed coaches. So I'll be like, does this register for you at all as like beyond the pale or below board, like something that she was like, no. She's like, coaches want players who care. If you have a player who's not pissed and a star player like Travis Kelce who's not pissed about not having involvement in the game plan in the Super Bowl, that's cause for concern. He shouted in his face. He got in his ear. And then guess what? On the other side of the half, delivered for his football team and helped them win a friggin' Super Bowl. Like, so all of these, and I don't want to be offensive, but dummies who are coming out and like speaking passionately about how he's a bad man because he treated the furry red-haired guy really mean. Like, honestly, this isn't your thing. I mean, you're out of your depth. You don't know what you're talking about, and it's not your fault, but you've never done it. So shut up.
Don't worry, they're not listening to this.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
They're listening
definitely
to the Reputation album on repeat.
Yeah, which, by the way, is a good album.
It's
It's a
fine.
really good album.
It's fine. Looking at this Beyonce country album. Good Lord.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
No, dude, come on.
What you think you're Post Malone going country here?
Dude, I mean, no, like she could do it.
If anyone
Have
can
you
do it,
heard
it's
it?
Queen Bee.
Dude, Queen. No, I haven't heard it.
Is it out?
Actually,
She released 2 songs.
Let's listen to
the
that
day of the
break.
Super Bowl.
We're gonna listen a little Beyonce break. We'll give our review on the other side. But before we run, and bottom of the barrel, by the way, and we've got some real barn burners.
You know what I noticed?
Yeah.
We'll give away the tickets.
Okay.
But I noticed in a social media video we did recently that I could see the whole Rich eyeball.
The whole. What do you mean?
Like your whole eyeballs in the video I could see.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
3 months ago was not the case.
Because
dude.
he was so fat in his face.
Bingo.
I look like a squirrel who is packing acorns on his way to hibernating for the winter. Like just chipmunking. Like, I mean, tens at a time. Just the cheeks were so fat. And I remember feeling like really self-conscious looking in the mirror some mornings. Like, I mean, this is as good as I could look, and it's not great. It's really not great.
What if this is as good as it gets?
Yeah, that is an alarming proposition. And the answer is it's not. The answer is you could do something about your body weight. Look, nobody's going to fix your mug, right? I mean, maybe plastic surgery, but outside of that, I mean, you're born with the face you got. But you know what you can improve? From the neck down.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 Yeah, buddy.
And I got a lot of neck.
Yeah,
But
you
not as much as I did.
It's a good point.
Yeah, a few months ago.
Dude, I mean, your neck, you would need 4 people to strangle you. But now only takes 2.
Hands across America to kill Travis.
SDFatLoss.com is what we're talking about. If you are trying to lose weight, this is the most effective way that we found. And trust me, as a bunch of big fat fatties, we tried a lot of different tactics. In fact, we launched a whole brand around this. We were like, yeah, next level fit guy stuff. We're going to eat like broccoli with tons of cheese and we're going to try to lose weight. Like, no, nothing we did worked. We're idiots. So we needed professional guidance. And so we found the people at SDFatLoss.com, Wayne and Chloe, the weight loss team there, and they have gotten us in shape. It's really simple. There's no exercise required. There's no weird packaged meals you got to eat. You don't have to subscribe to any shakes or nothing like that. You just talk to them. They give you a plan. They coach you through the plan. They check in with you consistently. You have any questions, you can reach out to them. They make themselves extremely available. And it is the simplest process to follow. And the weight pours off within 2 weeks. We're talking about 14 days. This show lost over 65 pounds. In 14 days.
It sounds like we're making that up. We are not making that up.
It was bonkers. I felt immediately better about myself. I felt obviously like I was on a track that I could sustain because otherwise I would have stopped. And the only thing that was getting in my way, frankly, was not making this call sooner. And I'm so glad we did it together. If you or your wife or you and a friend or you and a cousin or you and your dad or you and a grandparent, if you want to get this going together, that's the best way to do it. Build a little support center around this. SDFatLoss.com. Tell them that our show sent you. This is the best thing we've done for ourselves. And coming up next, we'll do bottom of the barrel. But before we run, 877-767-4760. The number again, 877-767-4760. At 8:48, your opportunity to win those Chicago Earth, Wind, and Fire tickets. A show August 31st at North Island. North Island Credit Union Amphitheater.
You got it. You got it.
Tickets and info at livenation.com. Call in right now for those tickets. Hey, it's Big Rich here, and they call me that for a reason because I got my testosterone fired up at the Man Zone. I don't know why I'm so immature when it comes to this. I honestly, this is like a very mature topic. There's a lot of guys out there struggling with similar things that I was dealing with before going over the Man Zone, and I've been with them now for, man, it's going on 6 months, and I will never look back because here's the deal. If you're a man in your 40s, your 50s, or your 60s, and you're struggling with, you feel lethargic waking up in the morning, real tired, right? You get out of bed and you have a little brain fog and you're trying to overdo the caffeine, whether it's energy drinks or coffee to get that going. Yeah, you get to the gym after work and you're like, I don't have the energy for it today. And then it's home with the kids and, you're irritated. Like there's a problem. There's something going on because that's not you. That's not you. That's something that can be fixed. And that's what was going on with me. And I was explaining these symptoms and I didn't even realize they were symptoms. I thought that was just life at 37. I was talking to a buddy and retired around the same time I did from the NFL. And he goes, hey, man, he was like, you should probably get your testosterone checked. I'm like, seriously? He goes, yeah, I did. He's like, I've been on testosterone replacement therapy. And he's a year younger than me. I'm like, okay, well, maybe there's some reality to this situation. So I went over to the Man Zone at Golden Triangle Plastic Surgery, and their medical director, who's a double board certified plastic surgeon, Dr. Roy David, he tested my testosterone, and I found out that I was in the low average range. So like, obviously there's ranges for a lot of your hormone levels. And I was just a tick over what I should be. I'm like, that's why I'm feeling awful. I can guarantee you. He's like, well, let's dial up the dose here. We'll get you on some hormone replacement. We'll see how you're feeling in a month. Noticeable changes immediately. I had more energy. I wanted to work out. I had the will to get up and get out of bed and start my day. The brain fog lifted. I'm telling you, it was revolutionary, and that can be for you as well. Themanzone.com is where you need to start your journey. And again, if you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, you should be getting your testosterone checked every single year anyways. So do it at the Man Zone. Again, themanzone.com. Book your first appointment. It's a free consultation. They'll get it you all dialed in. They'll get it figured out for you, and then they'll get you on the path to better health. If you're in your late 30s like me, I don't suggest I wouldn't suggest that it's too early. I would suggest you get out there and you get tested as well. So again, that's themanzone.com, themanzone.com. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with you, San Diego Sports 760. You can listen to us on the free iHeartRadio app, which you can take anywhere at any time. If you haven't downloaded it yet, please do at your app store, the free iHeartRadio app. Okay, so bottom of the barrel in just a second. We gave it a little sampling. The Beyonce country album, 2 songs dropped.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I said to TD, and he 100% backed me up here. So Beyonce is not trying to corral, no pun intended, country fans. That's not the goal of this.
Right.
Because if you're a country fan, you're probably not going to love Beyonce's country music.
Well, because it's almost like a country song making fun of country songs.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, and by the way, certain country music singers will make songs like that.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's more ironic when they do it because they're poking fun at themselves.
Correct.
Like this.
Toby Keith has a great one.
Yeah.
This is the worst country song ever.
Dude,
It's so good.
and it's a great song because it's very self-aware. What Beyonce's doing is she's trying to make splashy headlines. The music's not bad. By the way, the music's not bad. Like, I enjoyed the track we were listening to. She can sing. She's a real singer. She's a great performer. And the stylized video that we were watching of her going bang, bang with the finger guns.
Yeah. With, no shirt on, just a jacket.
Yeah, I am one.
That's the one. That's the one.
That is the one. Happy Valentine's Day to all the single men out there, or women, frankly, because you're going to be going finger guns yourself.
How does TD hate that?
I don't know.
Like, how do you?
She just rubs me the wrong way. Look, I just
I'll tell you right now, I don't think she could. I don't think she could.
Listen, I think she can sing. I think her songwriting is atrocious. And I think songs like this are ridiculous. But if you're just out there trying to get headlines, you did it.
She did it. And I'm telling you, the song doesn't stink at all. It's a good song. It's a catchy track. It's a little slow, but some country songs are slow, a little ballady.
I got a bottom of the barrel for you.
What you got, man?
The guy who streaked at the Super Bowl
Yeah, I saw this video.
placed a $10,000 bet beforehand that there would be a streaker at the Super Bowl.
He's up 10 grand.
Mhm.
Dang.
Now he had to spend the night in jail.
Yep.
But he said it was totally worth it.
He's going to have to pay a lofty fine. He's probably finishing on top. And then you know what he said? He goes, dude, I'm going to do this every Super Bowl.
He said every major sporting event.
Yeah.
He's like, if there's a
genius
prop on the line that there's going to be a streaker, he said, it wasn't hard for me to find a way to do it.
And I don't think it's illegal to place a bet on yourself and then go make it happen.
No, not as long as you're not a professional football player.
No, I mean, yeah, right, yeah, that would be a big problem. It's like there's going to be a streaker on the field, and as it turns out, it's right tackle Joe Plakowski, and he is taking his clothes off. Security has tackled him in the end zone.
Do you think there's going to end up, if this continues to be a trend, that sports books will make you sign something that say, unless it's me?
Maybe.
Or they just stop making these bets.
Yeah, I can see that.
That just gets pulled. Doesn't happen anymore. Guys, very, very sad. The day before the Super Bowl. William Bill Post, the man who invented the Pop-Tart, passed away at the age of 96.
His
Dude.
last name was Toast?
It was Post.
Post.
Like
Oh.
cereal.
Dude, congratulations on a life
Yeah.
well lived.
It's an American hero right there.
No doubt.
Billy Post.
So I still say you didn't need the middle, Bill. Didn't need the middle.
You didn't.
I
If you're a psychopath,
Just need the edge of the Pop-Tart.
who doesn't like the film? You know what? We'll get into that tomorrow.
Happy birthday, Big Rich.
yeah.
Thank you,
No.
Mama and Papa Ornberger, for making this beautiful creation. I know he turned out a little bigger than you wanted him to, but we're happy
Dude,
for
I was
it.
11 pounds at birth.
Thank you to your buddy Ryan for coming on.
Ryan Redondo.
Ryan Redondo giving our listeners some tickets, inviting us out.
Wait. Were you really 11 pounds? Please
Dude,
tell me that's for real.
I was 11 pounds at birth.
How else do you get an
Almost
All-American?
2 children.
I bet you most All-American babies were born 11 pounds.
Wow.
Takes a lot of pushing. And so does a career as an offensive lineman. So thanks, Mom. Anyways, yeah, listen, thank you to everybody for the happy birthday wishes. And we'll do this all over again tomorrow morning. The Herd is next. San Diego Sports 760.
Happy Valentine's